Okay, here we are again. We will press any button, press load game, and then get ready to load this sucker in just a little bit. About, let's say, a minute and a half. It sounds about right. And then we'll get started. Okay, 4:31. Let's get moving. You know, thinking about it, couldn't Roland have just, like, you know, if Sarah was awake, couldn't Roland have just given her a copy of the demon virus? Because, like, didn't Angel give Sarah, or not Sarah, give Roland a copy of the demon virus, and they used it on their own people, and then they were like, no, we had to kill him, otherwise he could have lost control, and then they realized the kind of hypocrisy that was, and they actually said, you know what, fuck it. Let's repay that by actually turning into demons. Like, maybe that would have made a little more sense than Arjula's teardrops, but again, Arjula's teardrops may make a little more sense by the time we're done with today's episode, because when we're done with this dungeon, I'll finally be able to let fly the approximately 90% of spoilers that I've been having to hold back the entire game because the game hasn't explained itself adequately yet. So we'll see how it goes. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Digital Devil Saga 2, the Stream Edition. Last time, we finished up our mission in the power plant at great cost because Angel decided to release Meganata on us. And the only way we got out alive was by blowing up the entire power plant, blowing a hole in the glass ceiling, quite literally, of the Karma City Dome. And Arjula and Roland had to make a heroic sacrifice in order to make sure that that happened. So now it's Sarah, CeeLo, and Gale, and we gotta go downstairs, try to soothe God, and tell him, hey, you know, maybe absorbing the whole planet isn't a good idea. Give us one more chance, please. So that's the plan for today. I think I set Sarah up with Bolt Emperor. Yes, I did. Good. Gale's still working on Bolt Master. He might get there by the end of the dungeon. And I'd ideally like to get CeeLo done with both Hades and... what's the one for me, Diorama? Is it Death Spirit? Calm Spirit. Death Spirit is Mediarahan, actually. So I'd like to get him done with Calm Spirit before we reach the boss here. I mean, it's not a huge deal if you don't have it, because you can just use medical kits in place of Mediarama, but I mean, that's a bit of money that I'd rather not be spending, you know. But, I mean, if we have to, we have to. It's no big deal. We'll just see how it all goes. But anyway, let's head down this way, since this is the only path we have left to follow now. And we'll see if we can't find our way to the basement 12th floor. And as you can probably hear from that, this is the correct way to go, because you could hear the low groaning. Of course, the further down we get here, the louder the groaning is going to get, but we'll figure that out later. Okay, so I think we can handle this one pretty easy peasy. Let's do this. Put him in range for Sarah to consume. And then, why don't we... Actually, I'm going to Mazionga, because it might do a little more damage, which would put him a little closer to CeeLo being able to consume. And there you go. Hey, Zen09. Hello. Welcome to the stream. How you doing? I enjoyed this game quite a bit myself. Hopefully, we'll all have fun here. I've been enjoying it thus far, and I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon, so be along for the ride. I would appreciate it. Sarah got an agility increase. Not that she needs it, but that will work. I will take it, because I'm not picky about that. I'm not min-maxing. I already gouged my vitality and my magic in the early parts of the game, so I don't need to min-max or anything. I'll be fine like this. Okay, 3 Paisakas. Let's let them leech, and then we might get a smorgasbord out of them if I get some fancy, what's it called? Fancy frightens out of doing this. Might be a little more threatening if their leech attack did a little more damage in terms of like the HP and MP that it takes away from you, but it doesn't really do enough to make a difference, so. And smorgasbord time. We're going to have to find a save point, though, for CeeLo, because, well, he's about to master Hades from this battle for sure. So, yep, there you go. So we got Recarm. Now we just got to work on Mediarama. And I forget which way is the correct way to go here. But this is not it, because I don't hear any groaning. I'm going to try it. Might get lucky. It might put us back to the save point so I can, you know, give it back to CeeLo. Hey, it did. Perfect. Just got lucky with that one. Alright, let's get CeeLo a new mantra and get him working on Calm Spirit. 10 plus years ago, last time you played. This is actually only my second time through the game myself. So it's... I just got into it recently. I've been meaning to play it for a long time, but I never got the chance to until just recently. I played DDS 1 about 2 months ago, I think. Completely blind, first time through. So, yeah, it's been a fun ride thus far. The ride will be coming to an end in the next couple of weeks because we'll finish this game up, but it's been fun. So I've enjoyed my time with these games. They've been very good. Sure. Solid RPGs would definitely play again. Okay, let's see. So you're working on Calm Spirit. We'll just keep you working on that and keep you working on that. If you two get done with those by the end of the dungeon and you get done with that by the end of the dungeon, I will be happy with our results. We might get there. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we might get there. Depends on how much longer I take running around in circles in the dungeon, taking all the side paths. You enjoy DDS, you'd recommend Soul Hackers? I ain't even heard of Soul Hackers, to be honest with you. This is only my third game in terms of my foray into the SMT series. I played Nocturne first, and then I played DDS 1 and 2, so I ain't even heard of Soul Hackers. I'll have to look that one up. But thanks for the recommendation. I'll take a look. Okay, Berserk Battle. You know what that means. Run! Alright, in we go. It's an old school SMT with super storyline. Okay, I'll check it out. Yeah, I'll look it up and see what I find out about it. Let's see if it's recordable, and I'll try it out, see if I enjoy it. I'm sure I will. It's an SMT game. I'm usually pretty easy to please when it comes to those, so. I gotta turn up my volume a little bit, hang on. I don't hear anything in here either, so let's fill the map out. And this will, okay, just put us right back. Most of the dead ends in this area don't really do too much in terms of, you know, making you lose progress. They pretty much just put you back like, hey, just start over this section, or start over the section before this section. So it's not really a huge deal. I could definitely hear that one, though. And because it's not a huge deal in terms of how much progress they make you backpedal with, that's why I usually just say, ah, forget it, I'll just take all the paths, you know. It doesn't bother me. This battle would bother me if it wasn't a Berserk battle, but it's fine. Because we got the Yoa, along with 2 thrones. Mabufula for days there, but oh, we don't gotta worry about that. Sorry, I keep having to stop to see if I can hear the groaning. It definitely did not there, though. Okay, so we know it's not that way. It's got to be one of these 2. Oh, this battle sucks. I should probably... What would be my best bet here? Probably Mazionga, actually, because that should hit everything at least neutrally, and it hit Legion for the most amount of damage, so... we can't use Neural Shock because I'm pretty sure Legion shields it, and, well, Orthrus is weak to Bufu, so I guess I could use that too, but let's use this for now. See where we get with this. Okay, so how about you do this, and then you use Neural Shock. There we go. Very nice. I knew that would come in handy. I mean, we didn't get as much AP as we could have, but we got $11,625 from that battle for one rounding it. And CeeLo got most of the stats that matter, so that's good. Let's see. Oh. I was waiting to see if this had a portal. I was listening for the noise, and I look at the screen, I'm like, I don't hear anything, but there's no portal. Pay attention. Hey, some medical gear. Is that the one that's better than medical tools, I think? Well, we can look, hang on. Let me see. Yes, this is a full HP restore to the whole party, so it's basically a great chakra, except for HP instead of for MP, so that's not bad. Just top everybody off a little bit here. And off we go. Well, this has got to be the right way. Can't exactly go anywhere else. Oop, hang on, we need a core shield. This probably put us behind the one that we just saw in the hallway there. So, like, if we go like that, yep. So if we go backwards this way, we'll end up behind that wall there, that portal right there. And this might be the correct way to go. I don't know. We're going to find out in a minute, though. Okay, so this is what I didn't want to happen when it came to fighting the Hanumans when we had to do that force battle with them, because, I mean, Saga or Rage hits pretty hard, and they could both use it, and it would probably kill at least one person, so, yeah, we don't want that. So let's just do this. No nothing in that particular instance, but that's okay. How about we Sukakaja? And then I'm going to have you... I'll just have you pass for now, and then you Neural Shock again. I know I'm using a bunch of CeeLo's MP to do this, but it's probably okay. Let's see. Yeah, let's heal you, so I don't have to do as much outside of battle, and then Consume. We'll have CeeLo consume in one of the next battles, so that way he can get a little more AP as well. Alright, what do we got in here? Well, we got a Gate Guardian. Oh, hello, Hecaton Kairaz. Haven't seen you in a little while. Well, that's Tarazi him, because he's still weak to that, so... Oh, good. You probably won't kill him with this. Yeah, I didn't think so. You might kill him with this. Yeah. I probably should have just physical attacked him and then let CeeLo eat, but that's okay. It'll spread it out a little bit. that AP divide is just so nice to have. Because then it doesn't matter who eats. It's just like, hey, give me some of that. Share your spoils, Gale. Hey, more Dakaja rocks. Nice. That's pretty good. I think by this point in my first playthrough of this game, I had like 10 or 12 of those because the, what's it called? The Aerobuses in the third dungeon drop them like, not often. They're probably like an uncommon drop, but they drop them fairly often. I got a whole bunch of them going through the third dungeon, so the internment facility, that is. So, okay, we did this pretty good last time, so I say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. There we go. You are in bad shape over there, Orthrus. So, do I do this, or do I just do... I think I just do this, actually. And that'll get rid of that guy, but that's okay. Maybe do this, see if it works. Yeah, it does, okay. And then I think you'll die from this. Yeah. Okay. I mean, 71 magic, even if it's a level 2 attacking skill, that's still nothing to sneeze at in terms of damage output. The enemies in this game have some HP, but they don't have a ton. Like, most of the enemies in here have, like, 250 HP or less, so... This part should look a little familiar, because you may recall, this is the life terminal, and then if we went off in this direction, we'd find an elevator where there was, at one point, a field hunt, but, well... I mean, it's the hallway's still there, but the rest, I don't know about that, so... I don't hear anything out here, though, so... Let's see where this takes us. Oh, good. Back into the core shield hallway. Minor backpedaling. Let's see here. This looks like a good job for Mabufula. Persky's not weak to it, but Orthrus sure is. And that frozen will definitely help to make this a little easier. Why don't we just do this? There we go. Can you eat this guy now? Yes, you can. Good. We're moving right along. Scarlet Pearl. Okay. I think that's just a luck thing, though. So it's not really all that great. Yeah, it's the next level of luck thing. We also got a Star Ruby from somewhere. I don't remember exactly where, but that's the highest level agility ruby that you can get. So if you're using agility slots, you could, you know, slot that in. I'm not using agility slots because agility is pretty much well covered by CeeLo alone. So... his agility is high enough to where I don't got to worry about it for a long time. Okay, well, this led us somewhere. Some sort of a treasure area, probably. Alright, Race Gear, let's see. We'll just do this the way that we did it before. Not going to get us the optimal amount of money, but I'll take it. It's probably fine. Just do this. And then we'll... oh, right, you don't have Tsukakaja anymore. Okay. Yeah, just shoot him. Well, that did pretty good. Poisoned him and got a crit for 200-ish damage. That's not bad. And actually, poison works pretty well on this guy in particular because of the fact that he gets 2 press turns, so that's not too bad. How about we transform you? Because I'd like you to eat him if possible. If not possible, then he'll probably die next turn anyway, so... let's do this for CeeLo, because he's got the least amount of HP and vitality, so... if he lives, you know, I would want CeeLo to live there, so... Alright, working our way up. I think I could just barely make out the groaning just there. But we pretty much know what's in this direction, so... so over there's the elevator. I'll just go fill out the map over here, but... we already did this field hunt, though, so there's really nothing for us in that particular area. Wink, wink. But we'll come back eventually if... well, you could come back, because if you didn't get the Mitamas, it would have respawned the Mitamas by now, but... well, but just take my word for it, there's nothing for us up there for right now. So I won't even bother going up there. It's not really worth the time. Oh, right, I used Neural Shock last time. Okay. So we'll just fill out the map. We'll get this as an elevator. Guess I gotta go in. That's fine. But yeah, you could take it up to where the field hunt was. Don't worry about it for now. There's nothing for you to do there, so. But I will fill the map out to make sure that's completed. What do we got over here, though? Treasure. Okay. And then we'll just go hit up the void that's over there so it can take us back. Oh, an ether ring. Okay. I think if I remember right, that gives you this game's equivalent of Divine Grace, basically, where healing spells heal the person that has it equipped for more, I think. Let's go see. Increases HP healed when subject to healing magic. Yes, and it's only the person that's wearing it, though, unfortunately. It doesn't apply that effect to the whole party, as far as I'm aware. I've never used it. It's there if you want it, but excuse me, eventually it's not going to matter anyway because we'll have like Mediarahan, so we'll just get full health from that healing anyway. Okay, Deloas. I forget what you guys are weak to, so let's check it out, shall we? Light, for sure. Okay, yeah, light. So these guys have Death March. Be careful of that. Repel Death, strong to earth and poison, weak to expel. Got it. So how about we just buff and debuff this turn? Make it a little easier for us to do things next turn. And then we'll do some crazy shenanigans, I guess. Okay, so Debilitate is not very nice, but we'll take it. Mudoon. I wish that would have hit Gale, because then it would have gotten reflected, but, I mean, I'll take what we got there, so. Okay, do I combo and then Vile Blade? Because I don't want them to Death March me. Or do I just try to kill them one at a time? I could do that. Just try to kill them one at a time. So maybe I'll do that for now. Just go down the line. They only got like 206 HP, but don't mess with them. They will mess you up with that Death March if you're not careful. And this guy should be just about dead, so I'll just do this. I could critical him, but it's fine. It's not like I'm going to kill all of them this turn anyway. And let's Tsukakaja back up because they debilitated me. So that'll put us back at +1. Potentially goodbye, Sarah. Nope, nice dodge. Alright, I'll take it. We might be able to kill both of them with combinations of Neural Shock and other things this turn. Okay, well, at the very least, we got one of them stunned. That's the important part here. If you don't get him stunned, that could have been very bad for us. Now this guy's frozen, so that's good. Just gonna focus him for a little bit, and... Okay, media. I could have damaged this guy, but the closer you get him to dead, the more likely he is to use Death March on you, so... There's the Skull Ring coming in handy for us. So our physical attacks will do more to you, so I guess just do this. And then eat him. Glad I managed to stop auto battle in time there. I didn't think I was gonna. My brain suddenly started working like just at the end of the fight there. I was like, no, wait, hang on. I need a little AP. A little more. Alright, Gale got Vitality and Magic. That's good. What else you got? Some luck. Okay, well. They can't always be winners. Okay, we're good. CeeLo needs to eat, but we're good in terms of everything else. Judging by how much of the dungeon I think we have left here, we might have to sit in a hallway at a certain point to get CeeLo Mediarama and just like run around in circles, but I don't think it'll come to that. I'm hoping, anyway, that it won't come to that, so. But we'll see. Kind of just depends on which encounters we get into on our way to the next area. Now, you could use Hamayan with this guy if you really wanted to. That would probably do pretty good against him. Thankfully, now he's frightened, so that will actually make our job a lot easier. I'm going to see how much this does. 171. Okay, so let's just do this. And he's got 268 HP, so this should kill. Or roughly somewhere thereabouts, anyway. I forget if the enemies in this game have, like, radiant HP values where it'll change, like, it's within a certain percentage of that amount that you look at when you spyglass them. But I'm not 100% sure if that's how it works, or if it's just a static amount. Alright, well, we've explored all other possible paths except this one, so off we go. And as you can hear, we know this is the correct path now. And this will take us back here, behind this one, and downstairs we go. After we fight these people, or this Orthrus, or we don't fight them because Berserk Battle. That works. Well, whatever's groaning has got to be down here somewhere, because I can hear it. It's getting louder. Let's see. I don't hear it coming from this direction, so I think this is a side path. Or it'll just take me right back here. Yeah, so it doesn't matter either way. If it's a side path, good. If it's not a side path, it's also fine. Just as long as we're not making direct progress until after I've seen all the possible paths and whether or not they have treasure in them, you know? Okay, only like one more save point after this one, and then we're pretty much done with the dungeon, so... Now, it might take us a little bit to get there, but, you know, it'll probably be alright. How we doing here? So, you two are almost done. CeeLo's just under half on Calm Spirit. Okay. As long as we keep eating, we should be okay. So. But it's just like I was doing in DDS1. You want to try to eat in every battle if possible. And especially if you get them to the point where they're frightened or where you get them to red HP, so. Well, that was not it, but there is a door behind it, so... And it appears we have found the way through. Alright, cool. Okay, don't need that. Just grotesque scenery around here all the way around. I don't hear anything. Okay. Yeah, listen for that sound effect, though. That's your clue to let you know that, hey, there's more to this than you might first suspect. Okay, this way. Being turned around and bamboozled, but that's okay. Let's go with Mabufula. I probably should just Mazionga in this case, though, so I don't accidentally, like... so I don't accidentally... freeze them and then can't really consume them, you know. But, I mean, it's all working out okay for us, so. Sarah's actually almost done with Bolt Emperor now, which is good. Then she's pretty much in good shape. I can start her working on something else. I'm not sure what yet, but I'll figure it out by the time she's done, I'm sure. Okay. Let's see what's over here first. 3 Orthruses. Okay, so as long as we don't get any freezes, this is basically a smorgasbord battle. 2 Frightens. Okay, that's good. Definitely a smorgasbord battle as long as Gale hits his consume. And there we go. That should be some pretty good AP for you there, CeeLo. And for everybody else, for that matter. Yeah, not bad at all. That will do. That will get us there. And Sarah got all the stats that matter, so that's good. Didn't need the agility, but I'll take it. As long as you get vitality and magic, Sarah, I don't care. You just keep getting that. And we'll be good to go. Hang on. Not hearing anything, so probably not the correct path. We'll see in a second. No, not the correct path. So, This way, I think, was right, and then it's the other way after that. Okay, the Hanuman again. Oh, good. Combo attack. Magic Repel. Fantastic. Just what I wanted to see. So Magic Repel, Hanumans can combo that with themselves, evidently, and also the Phoenixes up there. It's not good, because it makes so you can't actually do any magic damage to them at all, unless you have Wild Bombs, which we used our last one not too long ago. Did I use Primal Dance? I mean, it might be able to kill the Phoenix. I don't think it'll kill the Hanuman, but it might be able to kill the Phoenix. Let's try it. Why not? There we go. That will make my job a little bit easier, at least. Because now it's just the one Hanuman, and he can just, you know, get shanked by Neural Shock. Okay, so he is stunned. What would be best here? I guess I could just have Sarah eat him, and then I can, like, go back to the save point, because she'll be done with Bolt Emperor. And then I can get her something else. Or almost done, anyway. Yeah, she's almost done. Okay. Let's see here. CeeLo, why don't you do this first? Help Gale out a little bit, and then Gale, you finish yourself off. There we go. So we'll just go back to the save point since Sarah's basically done with Bolt Emperor, and then we'll take the correct path out of here. Of course, there's also the fact that Gale's almost done with Bolt Master and CeeLo's almost done with Calm Spirit, but we'll let them kind of hang for a little bit. It's just that Sarah's right on the cusp, so... Race Fail Gear again. Okay, I can handle that. Let's give him a Secunda. Do a pass and then shoot him! Nice, we got the poison off again. That'll help. Nice dodge, CeeLo. Let's see here. How about a Zanma? Does that work on you okay? Yeah, it does. Okay. And then shoot him again. And Gale, can you eat him now? Yep. Cool. Easy as that. Sarah mastered Bolt Emperor. That's good. So we got Mazionga, we got Electric Drain. Not that we need Electric Drain all that badly, but we got it. And CeeLo got a boost. That's good. I got more agility after I used all that quick data on him. That's okay. The more agility he has, the better off we'll be in terms of striking first, so. Alright, Sarah, what in the hell am I going to give you now in terms of your stuff here? Let's see. So, I want her to learn I want her to learn Mediarama. I also want her to learn Bolt Master to get Zeodyne eventually. It's not strictly necessary for this particular dungeon. I mean, if you could get it, that'd be great, but it's not strictly necessary yet. I want her to get Mediarama from Calm Spirit, since it's right here. I also want her to get Maiden, which is up here, because this will unlock this Esoteric right here if we get this. So maybe I'll just do this, because... well, let's see. Because we're going to have Mediarama soon enough anyway, so I don't got to worry too much about that. Yeah, sure. We'll have her learn Maiden next. That'll be fine. Won't exactly be anything we need. I mean, it'll get her first strike, I guess, but we don't really need that all that badly. It's a good ability to have. It's just that it's stuck behind so many different walls, basically, in this game that it's not really accessible for most people. I mean, anybody could get it because it's just up where Holy Beast is, but... Or rather, it's up where the buffs are. It's close to where Holy Beast is, but I think you gotta go through something else to get to it. I think, if I was looking at the grid correctly. I wasn't paying attention. Too busy sitting over here itching my eyeball because the pollen count here is still kind of high, and I'm back off my allergy medication. I don't need to be on it now because tree pollen is the main thing that kills me. So when I'm not on it, usually the only thing is just like grass pollen and that sort of thing, and it makes my eyes itchy, but that's about it. And incidentally, pretty soon I may actually go try to remedy that a little bit, because I might go wash my face before we get to the boss of this area, just so I can, you know, and get rid of any possibility of that becoming problematic later. I might be able to kill both of you, actually, with these, because stun actually makes them have, like, minimal defense, basically, so... You won't get a crit out of it, but I forget if it just lowers their vitality or what exactly, but it makes them a lot easier to hit, and it makes them take a lot more damage from physical attacks, so whatever the stat/side effects of that is. Oh, good, an unknown presence behind this door, too. Alright, well, let's check it out. We just saved, so we should be fine. Oh, great. Well, Legion, let's see what you've got. They gonna get the first strike? No, they're not, so that means they're gonna get one rounded. How about you take a little of this? Okay, so perfect. That's one shocked and one frightened, so that's the smorgasbord for Gale and CeeLo. Very nice. Couldn't have gone much better if we tried. We're so close now, I can feel it. Okay. And it sounds like the groaning is getting a little louder, so let's see where this leads. Ah, right back here. Now, if you remember, I think if we go this way, we're going to get to the room where we fought Abaddon in not too long. I forget if it's this way or this way, though. I think this is just a treasure room. No, this is not a treasure room. This will probably take me back to the start of the puzzle, right? No, actually, it'll take me to a treasure room, which is good because I could use a little bit of help here. What do we got? Another Jasmine. Nice. A little extra money for us. That's good. And in here, we got a revival gem. Okay, I'll take it. All of the above will work out for us. And yeah, this will take us back to the start of the puzzle. So then we just got to go to the right, and to the right, and to the right, and then we're done with the puzzle again. So it's not too hard. And you don't have to get all of this done right now, by the way. If you want, you could wait a little while until you're done with this dungeon. Because once you're done with this dungeon, all of these portals that you're seeing here... Oh, thank you. I needed to do that anyway. All these portals that you're seeing here will actually no longer be here. So you could just freely, at that point, get yourself any of these treasures without having to worry about where you're walking around. So I'm going to use Consume because he's frightened. I don't anticipate it working, yeah, but that's okay. Now it should work, though. Got a little lucky with my gunshots there. Usually they're not terribly accurate, so... But that's okay, I'll take it. No big deal. Do I stay here? No, I think I just go, honestly. I think I just go, because the next save point isn't really that far away, so I think we'll just go for it. This is the wrong way, though. Because, like, once they get done with these two mantras, which they're almost done with now, after that point, I really don't care. Whatever we get from there is all we, you know, anything we get after that point is a bonus. Those are just the ones that I specifically wanted to get in this particular dungeon, so. Excuse me, good lord. Lunch is attacking me, just like these Orthruses. Probably could have had CeeLo do that, but that's okay. Okay, we're almost there. Gale's probably got one more fight, and then he'll get Boltmaster if he eats, and then CeeLo's probably got like 2 or 3 more consumes, and then he'll be done with Mediarama. Just in time, as well. Yeah, it's definitely getting louder, so we gotta be getting close. Oh, there's another save terminal for us. And 3 Hanuman. Okay, and at least they didn't get the first turn, because that would have been just not good at all if they did. How about you do this, because this should kill. Yeah. And then you two do the eating. I just hope CeeLo's got enough strength here. Yeah, okay, good. That should finish Boltmaster for us. At least. And it even finished Calm Spirit. Nice. Okay, well, we're all done with learning mantras now for this dungeon. I mean, I'll get more, but again, anything we get after this point is just a bonus, so... We got Zeodyne for Gale, and Electric Amp, also good for Gale. Both of them will come in very handy in but a few short moments. So, let's get them some new stuff. And then we'll go check out the room where we fought Abaddon. Now, in terms of learning the higher end level 3 skills, so like, oh, hang on, we got an Esoteric first. Let's get this. What we got in here? This will get us Esoteric Mantra number 3, and that is End of Battle Skills. It'll get us Item Find, so when you level up, if you have this equipped, you have a more likelihood of finding an item. I find that the items that you get them often enough where I don't really feel that this is necessary, but if you want to, you can use it. So I think that's how it works anyway. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. Or maybe that just increases enemy drop rates? Maybe I'm thinking of... No, I'm thinking of Level Gift, which I think is this one over here. Level Gift is actually... Which we should be able... Well, we don't have Fire Lord done on anybody, so that's why we don't have access to it yet. Level Gift gets you more items when you level up. Item Find probably just increases enemy drop rates, so it's probably not too bad to have. I don't think I'll be using it personally, but it's there if you want it. In terms of the level 3 multiple target spells, like these ones, I'll just be getting these on people who have a weakness to stuff. So like in Gale's case, he'll be getting Bolt God done because he needs electric resist to make his weakness nullified. So, or well, not nullified, but so that it's not going to get the enemies any free press turns. So yeah, so we'll work on that with Gale. Sarah could use eventually Fire God, which would be this one. Yeah. But we don't need that badly yet. We'll work on it eventually, but it's not that critical yet. So... what else we got? I need to get them some mantras, though, because they're done with them. CeeLo, what do you want? We could start working him on getting his level 3. Elemental skills, like elemental attacking skills, like Xandyne and Pterodyne. That probably wouldn't be a bad idea. And actually, Xandyne, if he gets that, it'll give us access to the first skill that's actually majorly important for us to learn at some point here. I probably won't be learning it on anybody except Sarah eventually, because she's got the highest magic. This Dark Leader mantra actually has a very nice skill that we only got near the very end of DDS 1. That I would eventually like to learn on Sarah, so we'll work on that. But for now, I think CeeLo will have you work on... Let's see. He could work on Twilight, actually, because he didn't finish that up. So maybe I'll do that first, and then we'll get him new stuff. Because this is a level 3, so this won't take very long to finish off, you know. So we'll get that for him, just so we can get Makakaja. And for Gale, it's probably best to just have him work on Fire Lord and then eventually get him his Dyne skill. That's not Fire Lord. There we go. Because then he'll have both of his Dynes, Hagidyne and Zeodyne, which will come in very handy for us in the next dungeon, where the enemies, when you start using the level 2 skills on the enemies, they'll start having just enough HP to where those level 2 skills just aren't going to cut it anymore. So... Here, they're still kind of hovering at the lower end of their HP values. Like, they're still in, 220 to 250 range, usually. But once you get to the next dungeon, it's things get a little more HP. So, we'll work on that when we get there. All right, let's do this. Let's go check out the room where Abaddon was, and then there's another room over here that we can go check out. But we'll check that out after we're done with the room with Abaddon. And you'll see why that is in a moment. So let's go in here and see what we got. Oh, okay, hello. What? Oh, yeah, the groaning? Huh. You must have walked a long way then, man. Good lord. These people are out of their minds. but, I mean, that kind of comes with the territory. That groaning is probably driving them up a wall. Wonder if it's not driving us up a wall because we have access to Atma. Like, I wonder if that's part of it. I don't know. Anyway, we can go down to the basement 30th floor, so let's go check it out. Unfortunately for us, though, as you'll see in a second, this is going to be one of those so close but no cigar situations because, well, the bridge is out, and I don't really feel like trying to jump across a black hole in order to get through it, so we'll have to find a different way around. But at least we can grab this while we're here. Okay, a Malachite. That's not too bad. I think that's the highest level strength boosting gem. I think. I'll look after we're done in this elevator. And just check it out. Alright, well, we couldn't find the way through that way, so I guess we'll go see what's in that other room. Okay, so for this particular outing, we did Mazionga last time, and that worked pretty good. Gotta look at the enemy patterns a little bit just to... Ooh, that actually killed. Wow. You must have hit a specific magic threshold or something there, Sarah. Good lord. And I guess we'll just... I was going to do this to Legion, but I guess I'll do this to you. And then I don't think Hanuman's quite at a point where I can kill him with anything other than Neural Shock. So. There you go. Probably would have had enough to kill him if I had had CeeLo use Consume and then Sarah use it as well, but that's alright. It's not a huge deal. Okay, anyway. If we go through this door... Yes, this is the correct path because you can hear the groaning there. I'm going to make a recommendation, though. You should probably use this save point to adjust your setup just a little bit before you go through that portal because, well, the boss fight is coming up in just a moment, so we'll have to get ourselves ready for it. And this is one of those situations where it's kind of a notorious boss fight online, at least from what I understand, because it's kind of the situation where it's like, okay, so how much attention have you been paying to your mantras and everything else, excuse me, as you've been playing the game here? Because if you haven't been paying attention to all the mantras and learning things that you need, this boss fight will most likely kick your ass. So, got to kind of make sure you're ready for everything. First thing I'm going to do to make sure I am ready for everything is I'm going to use an Estoma Spray. And I'm probably going to set Quick Escape on CeeLo to make it a little easier to do that. But we got to set a whole bunch of different skills to make sure we're ready for this one. So, okay, first things first, I'm going to set Atma bonus before we're done, but I'll set Quick Escape here just to give us a chance to run away in case something decides to bamboozle us on the way. You got me, dear Rama, so let's just set a whole bunch of these skills to get rid of the exclamation points, and eventually we'll set Media Rama when we're done, because I'll definitely need that for this fight. Media Rama, we'll stick that there. We're good for everything else for now. What else we got? Life bonus might not be too bad to have for you. Null Nerve. I don't think we need that all that badly. One thing you definitely want to have equipped for this particular fight is Void Panic. We actually need a little bit of help in that department when it comes to those their panic skills, because the boss here likes to use a skill that you might recognize from Vosky back in DDS1. So we'll see what that is in a little bit. I probably won't even set any... I might set like one attacking skill for CeeLo for this one, but he might end up just being like our healer slash voider, honestly. I definitely want Tsukakaja. So let's set that there. I don't really need anything in terms of Terukaja, though. Probably I'll set Force Boost. I don't see myself needing Null Nerve at all, honestly, so... do I set Force Boost, or do I set Life Bonus and I have him morph with the Change Ring? I think I might do that instead. Let's have him morph with the Change Ring. Although, you know what I could do? So I could set Life Bonus down here. And then I could set Force Boost here in case I decide to have him, you know, stay unmorphed. And then I'll stick Atma Bonus where Quick Escape is when we get to that point. I think I want to have Claws D because the boss can have us muted. What's up, Cole?
You said check it at 5:30, right?
Yeah, it should be almost done. The timer should be at go off at about 5:35-ish.
Well, I didn't see a timer up there. That's
Yeah, the timer sometimes shuts off on the screen after it's been a certain amount of time. So.
Okay.
But yeah, like 5:30, 5:35, it should be done. So just turn off the bake part, just hit off, and then just open the oven. Okay. Okay. Let's see, where was I? So 321 HP shouldn't be too bad for CeeLo. That should keep us for a little bit. I just got to remember to stick Atma Bonus on for him when we get to that part. And as a matter of fact, I think I might stick this down here. That looks a little better to my eyes. I'm a little OCD about that stuff, unfortunately. What else do you got? Mazionga. So we need Mazionga, and we need regular Zionga as well, along with Electric Boost. Those will both come in very handy for this particular situation here. I could set Electric Drain. I would rather have Ice Drain, but we don't have Ice Drain yet, so I guess Ice Repel would be good enough. Yeah, it's probably going to have to be enough, I guess. So let's set that, and then we'll set Ice Repel, because we definitely want to have that handy for a particular section of this fight. I want Sukakaja down here, because you're going to want to have Makakaja as well. Let's see. Is there anything else that you would want? Definitely Electric Boost, so let's put that on. Atma Bonus, And then I could set Quick Escape for you as well, but I don't think that's strictly necessary. I'll set Void Panic for you as well, just in case. You never know. We might have a situation where we have a turn where I want CeeLo to like transform or transform back, and then at least then I've got somebody who has Void Panic that isn't potentially transformed into a human, you know. So. But you don't really need life bonus. 342 should put us through the whole fight. But that should be good for you. Gale now. He wants Zeodyne, so we'll put that on for him. Let's put Jupiter's Fury there, I guess. And we'll put Mazionga on you as well. But put Zeodyne on him and put Electric Amp on him and watch him go to work. What do we want for this part? Terunda's good. Secunda's good. Makanda's good. All of the above are pretty good. I might even set all three of them, honestly, because they're all pretty solid to have for this part. And Gale doesn't really have a whole lot else that he needs to set because he doesn't really have a lot of buffs or anything. He's got those. He's got the debuffs, you know? So, what else do we want for you? We definitely want Electric Amp for you. I might set Boost and Amp, honestly. Because if I set Boost, Amp, and Atma Bonus, that would probably do us some pretty good. Let's see. Is that enough? Or do I want to set... Like, I could set Electric Drain on him in case CeeLo is transformed out into human form. So that way CeeLo could do his highest end shot. But we don't need to drain any electricity for this fight, so it's not strictly necessary. It would either be that, or it would be at the cost of... So basically, it would be at the cost of a little bit of damage for Gale, if I did this. But I suppose if I have Gale do this, it would accommodate the difference. Like, it would make up the difference in damage that we would have from having Electric Boost. So, I guess I'll set it. Again, we don't need it, but it's our only drain skill that we have at the moment, so it's going to have to do for now. But eventually I would like to get all of those. I'd like to get Terunda, Makanda, and Secunda on this next boss all at the same time. So we'll figure that one out as we go. And having 2 people with Kajas on should let us access Secunda, which will be useful for this fight because the boss has access to some Unda skills himself. So that should be pretty good. Other than that, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need. I think we're good, actually, in terms of everything that we need. So I already Stoma sprayed, right? Let's see. Let's see here. Stoma spray. Yep, I already used it because I already had 1 missing. Let's do this. We'll save. And, well, I was going to go hit up the restroom and wash my hands, but I think we'll be okay. I should be able to get through this even with a little bit of an itchy eye. So, I think we'll be alright. Let's go. Since this is the end of the dungeon, I of course need to warn you that because this is one of those later dungeons in DDS2, it's going to be like every other later dungeon in DDS2 we've encountered so far, where there are a lot of cutscenes that are going to show up at the end of this. Possibly more cutscenes than anywhere else thus far. So, well, now at least we got to the end of the bridge there. And I would imagine that takes you back upstairs, but this ripped a hole in the wall. There used to be a wall right here, but it ripped a hole in the wall, so not that we need to worry about that. We're worried about going this way so we can go talk to God, so. Okay, we made it. Perfect. Estoma spray, thank you. I'm not sure if there are encounters here, but I definitely didn't want to find out the hard way. Okay. Just going to do one last check. And the groaning is getting incredibly loud now, as you can hear. It's probably directly on the other side of this door, whatever it is. So that's fantastic. Just put that there for you. You are good for now. Yep. And you are also good for now. Okay, I'll take it. Alright, well, let's go see what's on the other side of this door. Hopefully the groaning is not just God, because that would be just... I mean, I don't think we're ready to fight God yet. I barely got access to any dying skills. Zombies? I don't know, Marie. Perhaps. Let's go find out, shall we? Sad, bitter crying can be heard on the other side. Well, that's not good. Let's go see who's crying, shall we? I don't think that was there before. It might have been mechanical, but it's undulating in an awfully organic way. Hello? I don't know what it is, but it's got to be pretty big. Oh, God fucking damn it. Are you serious right now? Really?
Heat.
Well, he lived.
I was strong, Sarah. Now, I just have to devour you.
And what good would that accomplish exactly?
I'm sorry, Heat. I know that I've made you suffer. Devour me if that's what you really want.
But maybe do it after we beat you.
Allow me to talk to God first.
And do that.
Talk to me.
You don't understand.
You can't really convey it to God from where you are, man.
We wanna talk with you, bro. Just the way you like it.
Let's go.
We're ready to Krogan headbutt him. Okay, so Heat has been corrupted into, not a tentacle, Vritra. More Hindu mythology references, I'm sure. So that's fun, and now we gotta beat him. And this is, from what I understand, one of the hardest boss fights in the game. So we'll just, I forgot to equip the change ring. Oh well, that's fine. We'll just do the best we can with what we've got. I would like to get Tsukakaja and Secunda up first things first. So, let's do that. And then we will probably go to Sarah's turn so I can Ice Repel. Yeah, Secunda first. But we have 3 targets. We have 2 tentacles and then Heat himself, so we'll have to worry about that as we go here. We don't need Void Panic just yet, so don't worry about that for now. But we do probably want Ice Repel. Because that'll come in a little handy while we're buffing. He can Silent Howl, which is why we have Clausdy, just in case. But as you can see, CeeLo's not weak to it, as we said before. That'll help. He gets 4 press turns, which is just not good for us, but we'll figure it out. This is why we have Mediorama, for just such a situation as this, where we just take big hits the whole time. So, let's do this. Yeah, that's a lot better than Medea. That'll come in very handy. So you might be wondering, so if you're fighting Heat, why are you using Ice Repel when he's the fire guy? Well, he was the fire guy, but unfortunately God's malignant solar data has corrupted him into something else. He can still use fire. He doesn't always aim for Sarah with it, but he can still use fire. Just he won't use it as often as he used to. And he has a very nasty ice attack that may or may not have something to do with the fact that him and Surf both fell into the egg at the same time. So that may be part of the problem here. And you don't want to get hit by that ice attack. It's not good. It's not good at all for you. Let's get Makakaja up, we'll get Makanda up, and then we'll get Ice Repel up, and after that we're done buffing and debuffing, I think. And we should be good for a little while anyway, until he debuffs us. So, you understand the name of this track in the OST now? Yes, like I said before, the track is called Hunting Betrayal, and that's why some of it is a reference to DDS1's battle music, because we're fighting Heat. So that's fantastic. We don't have Rakakaja yet, so Rakunda is probably the worst thing he can do to us there, but we should be okay with Tsukakajas and everything up. Okay, so now we want to go on the offensive, so that's what we're going to go ahead and do. You want to use Mazionga to start the fight, because it'll hit everything, and if you try to attack Heat by himself, well, the tentacles will block the attack, so that will prevent you from actually damaging Heat himself. And you want to try to damage the tentacles evenly so that they both get killed at about the same time. So that's what we're going to try to do here. We'll just use Gale's and Sarah's turns to do exactly that. And as you can see, even with Electric Amp, Gale isn't quite doing enough damage to match Sarah's with Mazionga. So, but that's okay. Okay, here's the attack I was talking about. Believe me when I tell you, you don't want to get hit by that. Not only does it do lots of ice damage, it also has a very high chance of freezing you, which incidentally is kind of serendipity on my part, because I did get Heat Casitis in the first game, which is a random hitting attack, ice attack, that has a high chance to freeze. So that's fun. If you didn't, you could always say, well, it was probably Surf, but then again, you don't have to get ice for either one of them if you really don't want to, so it doesn't matter. Let's just keep trying to kill the tentacles, and then we'll go from there. They're almost there. Okay, now they're done. And now that the tentacles are done, we can find out that Heat himself is actually weak to electricity now. Why? I would imagine it has something to do with him being connected to machinery, but I'm not 100% sure about that one. Let's see. So I could Tsukakaja right now, again, but I think we'd be better served by Void Panicking. Once you get rid of the tentacles, you want to switch from Ice Repel to Void Panic because of what he's about to do in just a moment. But let's get some extra damage off before we worry about that. There we go. Well, maybe if you would let us just talk to God, we wouldn't have to waste time. I know! Well, fortunately for you, we've learned not to hate anyone, even if they've done that. Okay. So now that Heat's taken a little damage, he'll start using Inferno Roar. Contrary to what you'd expect, it's not Fire Elemental, it's Almighty Elemental. So that way you can't just Fire Drain it and, you know, just avoid all that damage. But he will always follow Inferno Roar with Sonic Wave, which is why you want to use Void Panic, because then it'll put you in a better position to, you know, dodge that whole mess of a problem. Because the last thing you need in a fight like this is to get panicked. So, yeah, we're just going to avoid that altogether. Let's do a Void Panic with CeeLo, and then maybe I'll Tsukakaja with Sarah. Just because I can. Eventually, the tentacles will grow back, by the way, so you got to be a little careful of that, but we'll be fine. Okay, you hit the wrong person there, Heat, unfortunately. Let's see. Let's pass. We'll meet diorama in a minute, I think, but let's do this first. And we're doing a little less damage because of that Makanda, but that's okay. He's got quite a bit of HP, so, you know, this might take a little while to get through, but that's okay. Sarah, why don't you do Avoid Panic? That's why we have it on her as well, because that way, in case I needed CeeLo to heal, I could just do that. Don't gotta use my medical kits that way. And then we can do more damage. Well, I'm trying not to. That's why I've got this Void Shield up, sir. All the DDS1 themes are some variety of hunting. The version of this theme that's played when you got ambushed is called Surprise Raid. Yes, that is true. Yep. And then this one's Betrayal. So, but they all have their own, you know, spins. Like Hunting Comrades is when you're fighting somebody who's your ally or could be your ally if you didn't have to kill them. So, yeah, they spin the word hunting and then it's like a reprise word basically after that. So, let's see. So he just Sonic Waved, no other Undas to deal with. We could deck Hunda to get rid of our problems there, but we're pretty much at +0 on anything that isn't like our defense right now. I think our defense is at -1, but it's fine. We'll be fine. And he's almost dead. Because I have definitely over-prepared for this fight. This is really a difficult fight, though. I'm making it look easier than it actually is, but it's pretty challenging, so don't let this fool you. It can get pretty rough, especially when the tentacles grow back. So, thankfully it takes them a little while to grow back, so. I think he has about 5,000 HP. I think that's correct. It's like sitting right around there, so. But yeah, with Void Panic and then Ice Repel and everything like that, this fight shouldn't take too long to finish up. Alright, let's do this. There we go. Nice work, Sarah. You ain't gonna be eating her anytime soon, Heat. Unfortunately, we're not gonna be eating him either, but we got $62,000, a Soma drop, and 12,000 karma out of that fight, so that should come in pretty handy. Yeah, the tentacles didn't even get to respawn. Oh, Heat, you poor bastard. I just left him in the dirt. Unfortunately, I put him in the dirt. I guess I didn't need Atma bonus, though, did I? But, well, I wasn't 100% sure if we would need it or not, so I said, I'll just equip it, whatever. We also didn't even change CeeLo to let him use the SMG there, but, I mean, it's fine. He didn't really need it. Actually, the funny part about this is that I'm only over-leveled in the AP department. Level 41 is about normal, I think, for this part, because we've only killed the one Omoi Khan. So we've only gotten about 8,000 extra experience in any particular situation. When I got here in the test playthrough, I had killed 11 Omoi Khan at this point, and I was like level 50, I want to say. Somewhere near 50, anyway. And Gale got 2 level ups. Also, my oven is screaming at me upstairs, so I'm going to go fix that, and I'll be right back. Dinner is served, but not for me, because I'm not eating till I'm done. Yeah, overpowered instead of overleveled, that's fair, yeah. But yeah, that fight's pretty tricky if you're not overleveled like this. I mean, you can get away with it as long as you've got a couple people that have access to Zeo, which, considering CeeLo is naturally resistant to electric, most likely you probably trained him with that instead of Sarah, but I had Sarah doing it for reasons we'll understand in a few minutes. And Gale got some strength, nice. Okay, so we beat him again. Now, here's the real question. If Heat's up there, where's Surf? Because everybody asks, where's Surf? But nobody asks, how's Surf? You okay, brother? Looks like the hole in your chest healed up.
Sarah has saved you as well.
Yeah, so the fluid inside of the egg is actually a life-sustaining solution. It rapidly regenerates the person that's inside of it. Not her, though. She's dead.
The gods
That won't cure that. It won't cure a bullet to the head.
But you have an obligation to those whose lives you touched.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'd like to get back out there. Real question is, are you a mirage or something? Also, how are you talking to me?
Schrödinger.
So there's the cat's name, Schrödinger. I guess that figures.
As this world requires data to represent existence.
Okay, sure, we'll go with that.
Things in this world are composed of data.
Everything!
Human beings, you, myself, even the world itself. Data originates from God, and to God it returns. This is the cycle of the universe.
Yeah, the great reincarnation cycle.
Enlightenment. Understanding what is truly important.
So, in order to get there, do we have to break the cycle of reincarnation? Oh, hello.
And you within it, you may not be able to understand yet.
Yeah, no, you're pretty much talking nonsense at the moment.
For now, let me show you the data you wish to see.
Good. We'll finally figure out what the hell is going on.
In here.
Because I'm hallucinating, right? Fantastic. Cat's probably screwing with us and... yeah, actually, alright. Oh, boy.
How long are you going to keep this up? For crying out loud, Surf. She can't even live without that fluid.
That's why you'll never surpass me. Since
Hmm.
when did people start expecting science to be humane?
Maybe since the Geneva
To study the
Convention,
body,
Surf?
Cut it open. To study the mind, you isolate it by crushing the heart.
I don't think that's how that actually works.
That's how science has advanced.
In Nazi Germany. So Argela was a nurse. Okay. I guess that's fine.
I talked with the sun for 2 whole minutes today.
You did great, Sarah.
You'll really let me go on a boat if I can talk for 10 minutes?
I promised, remember?
So yeah, Real Surf was an asshole, but not to Sarah. He was pretending to be a nice person to Sarah. So you remember how in the first game there was that castle with the 2 princes? Yeah, it turns out Surf was the evil prince the whole time. Heat was the good prince. Well, that's just great. Oh, this should look a little familiar. That ship seems like something I've seen before. This, however, is new. Nice. I mean, aren't you guys playing 3-on-2? Isn't that a little unfair? Apparently Heat thinks so, too. Ow! I just like how he just flattens him with the volleyball.
Cohesive virtual world? Number 19 created it outside of our knowledge. Not only that, but also AI programs with fully functional virtual egos.
Somebody's missing, though.
Sentimental playhouse she created for self-consolation.
Your parents never let you have fun, did they, Surf? So yes, while Sarah was locked up inside the egg talking to God, in the interim, she created an entire world with actual AIs that, you know, were fairly sentient in it. That, unfortunately, is a bit of a side effect, though. Also, Colonel Beck was not an asshole,
Is this true?
because he has some concern for Sarah's welfare.
Don't be concerned, Colonel Beck.
Seriously, Surf, like, you're really going off the rails here, man. Yeah, this is going to be one game, so they planned this out from the start pretty easily.
There's an error in Samsara's data circulation system. Code 8081454.
Now, the story did have to go through some rewrites, but I'll explain that when this whole scene is
These
done.
EEG readings are all wrong. Her condition's critical.
Well, then stabilize her, damn it!
Inject the stimulant.
No, don't make her go further!
Can you hear me, Sarah? Hang in there. We're almost done.
Just keep getting burned by the solar data for a little longer.
That's enough!
Oh, boy. Oh.
Be a hypocrite.
Okay. They just have a camera that lets her see into mission control.
That's why you joined.
Why did you install that, Surf?
On to the next child. If that child dies, we use another. That's how it works.
And Angel, how do you feel about all this, since she's your
Shouldn't be
fucking
wasting
child?
time on trivial arguments. I think we're both better than that.
Are you sure about that? Heat looks pretty pissed off about this.
You know that? You can't just manipulate people to do whatever the hell you want!
Oh, can't I now?
What? Oh. I guess he can. How could you make her do that? Well, they were a little involved in real life, if you get my meaning.
Simple, huh? The human heart is a machine. We can predict the outcome of any action.
And unfortunately, even in real life, he didn't really think things through.
Power. People are just tools.
Good job breaking it, hero. Well, you're not a hero at this point, but... Oh, that's probably not good. So yeah, remember how they said this dwarfed the incident 5 years ago when they talked about the whole planet getting hacked and uploaded to God? This is the incident 5 years ago. Sarah witnessed a terrible atrocity, and her sadness angered God. Yeah. Thank you for taking the words right out of my mouth there, Schrodinger.
Contaminated by the rush of data, the man became a demon.
And that's how the demon virus first spread in the real world. God turned everyone in the immediate vicinity of the egg installment into demons. Colonel Beck, Surf, real Argela, I think real Heat as well, because he wasn't quite dead yet.
She spent 5 years here, sealing her heart shut.
Speaking of real Heat, obviously Surf feels a little responsible for what happened, even though it wasn't him.
She dreamt for a long time about you.
About real me, or about
This may reflect her perception of
AI me? Okay.
However, you are different now.
I mean, I evolved emotions inside of a computer simulation. I gotta be a little different.
There you are! What did you do to me?
Nothing you didn't already do to yourself, man. So, the one on the left is real Surf. The one on the right is AI Surf pre-God's anger. Before God's anger.
You and I are
An absolute selfish piece of shit. An absolute selfless also piece of shit because he can't do anything except look for Sarah.
await the end.
Unfortunately, they're vengeful spirits in here, apparently.
You fool! I have the power of God!
There are many gods, real Surf, and you're not one of them.
Now, defeat these phantoms and break free from the past.
And if you were wondering when Heat was going to help us, well,
Release my other self as well.
we'll get a little help now. Let's do this, Heat! Let's bring these demons to heel! So yes, you get real Heat to help you in this particular fight. Now, of course, he's a mirage because of the egg fluid, but whatever, it doesn't really matter all that much. Now, Surf will start the battle with everything that he had originally before he left the party. So unfortunately, I don't have any of my buffs on him. If I had Makakaja and Tsukakaja, this would go a lot faster, but yeah, we unfortunately don't have access to that. This explains why Sarah was so attached to Surf. She probably blocked out the horrid memories while she was in the simulation. This is probably true, yeah. She probably... yeah, did exactly that. Like, it was a terrible, awful, painful memory that she had. Now, when she entered the simulation, she lost all memory of that. So that was why she only started to act on her own will in the first game once she remembered everything from real life. She lost all of her memory of her real life incidents when she entered the simulation. Similar to how we lost our memories of all of our attacks when we left the simulation. So yeah, there's a lot of plot explaining that basically goes on here. And I don't know, it's a big plot dump, but it's fine. I'm kind of okay with it because it lets me start talking about why things have happened in the game so far that I have not been able to talk about at all because, well, you know, we haven't gotten to this point yet. Excuse me. Anyway, let's blast these guys. I'll start working on Real Varna to start with. I think they've each got about 1,800 HP, and Heat is packing quite literal heat here because, as you can see, he's got a lot of great skills. Skull Cleave, Chi Blast, Medea Rama to keep us alive, Terukaja, Power Charge. He has Samara Carmen, Taste, Surf Dies. So yeah, we'll just go to work. Get some Terukajas up. I'll probably have him do some power charging. We'll let him heal, or I'll let Surf heal. Well, you really aren't supposed to have Surf heal here because you're not supposed to have access to all your items because, I mean, how would you? You're in the egg. But you have access to all your items in here, so if you need them to heal, you can. I usually try not to, but well, it's there. So, I think we'll be okay for this turn. Let's power charge up. Yeah, Heat's playable, asterisk. Only real Heat, and only in this fight. Okay, so these are their main attacks. Black Impulse is a Death Elemental skill. And it looks like Real Surf has not, or not Real Surf, AI Surf has not gotten a chance to do his yet, but that's okay. He doesn't need to. No big deal. Alright, so let's make Diorama. If Surf had Makakaja and Tsukakaja, he'd be a lot more useful in this fight, but I neglected to actually set those on him, so I guess we'll just let Heat do most of the work. That's fine. 518. That ain't gonna that's nothing to sneeze at, you know? You can't handle seeing Sarah! Okay, so White Impulse is a Holy Elemental attack, so if for some reason at this point you already have Null Expel, well, you could, you know, use it to actually deal significant, or rather you could deal with the attacks here. You could use Void Expel or Void Death if you had Surf working on those, but I don't really usually like having him do Light and Dark Elemental stuff. I usually prefer having him do buffs instead, so... be best here. I definitely want Heat to heal, so... once we get rid of one of them, it'll be a lot easier for Surf to kind of join in on the fun here, but maybe we'll let him contribute this turn. Yeah, literally called Real Heat. It gets a little absurd, the story at this point in time, but I mean, honestly, it's absurd in kind of a fun way, I think. Like, it's not absurd to the point where it's like, okay, this is dumb and I don't like it. It's like, okay, this is dumb, but I love it. So, I don't know, maybe that's just me. Ow. Quit it. Let's see, so we probably want to heal this turn. I guess I'll just Agilao and Medea Rama. Or should I kill him? I think I can kill him, actually. Let's try Agidine. Yep, that killed him. Good. Well, only one target left now, so it'll make it a little easier for us to deal with him because of that. Let's see. Let's just do... Yeah, we'll meet Diorama, top everybody off. And then we'll let Heat power charge, and then we'll go full offense next turn. Literally in and outside of the Matrix. Yeah, it's silly. I will admit, the story at this point gets a little crazy and absurd and off the rails completely, but I mean, honestly, it's not like a bad kind of off the rails. Ooh, nice crit, Heat, good lord. He said, hey, I'm only playable for this part, but I'm still gonna hit for 1,000 damage. Nice. Yeah, it's crazy and absurd and completely off the rails, and I love it. So... Atlas writing, of course it's off the rails. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, that is true. Alright, so let's do full offense next turn again. We'll just charge up! And then we should be able to finish this off. This one isn't too hard. I mean, obviously, because, well... I mean, if you've been doing this playthrough, like the full Monty in terms of level 1 playthroughs, then Surf at this point in the game should still be level 1, because you never actually have to have him alive and in your party at any point in the game before this. So he could either be killed or he could be taken out of your party if you're doing the full Monty. Like, and that means not just like not fighting any random battles. That also means only finishing a boss fight or a required battle with one character on the field. Surf at that point could still be level 1, which would make him just die immediately as soon as you get into this fight. So thankfully we didn't do that nonsense. We leveled him up quite significantly, and now we're good. And for finishing that fight, you get a Soma and 1,000 Karma, which should let Surf pretty much level up to exactly where everybody else is, so that's good. Yeah, if Surf was just a medic and he wasn't, like, you know, trained to actually do offensive stuff, then yeah, this would literally be Heat's fight. Or, again, if he was at a low level and he got killed almost immediately in the fight, it could, again, literally be Heat's fight, so. Okay, we have 30 points to distribute out to Surf's stats. So here's my thinking. We have decent vitality. It's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. Our magic is pretty high, but Sarah has higher both vitality and magic than Surf at this point. So here's my thought. We'll start working on Surf strength now. Because gouge magic for all 30. Yeah, I know. We could have, but now, I mean, they gave us 10 free level ups, so if there's any time that's worth it to start working on Surf strength, now's a good time. Heat, you having a little indigestion, brother?
What the?
This is why I told you to take papaya enzyme, you bastard! I'm back, baby! I just cut my way out of a 30-foot tall demon. Who the fuck wants some? Not him anymore. Sorry, Heat. I mean, I did mean to hurt you because I had to get out of the egg there, brother, but I guess I didn't have to do it in such a ridiculously gruesome way. Maybe if you guys shocked him a little more, I wouldn't have had to, you know, literally do what he tried to do to me. Did you miss me?
It is you.
Sure is. Oh, and I got him back, by the way. He's, you know, dying, but...
Surf wouldn't die. That'd be too easy.
Then the plot couldn't revolve around me.
Well... Now do you see where I stand?
Well, actually, yes, because this entire time, in the real world, you've been carrying around the truth that I just saw the whole time on your own shoulders with nobody to help you. So yeah, I see where you stand, and I'm sorry we weren't there for you, man. We probably should have just asked you what was wrong instead of attacking you mindlessly. I mean, he attacked us, to be fair, but maybe if we talked this out, this would have gone a little better.
Then let's finish this. Where it all began.
Well, alright then. If that's what you want to do, then I guess we'll go do it. So he did have a specific reason for doing this. I'll explain it in a second.
Please stop, you two. This is all my fault. There's no reason to...
They'll work this out. On their own.
Just gotta have a little chat with him. He is my brother. Well,
There are
not
those
literally, but
who find
he's my
identity in
comrade.
battle. For them, fighting may lead to salvation. Let him go.
Sometimes you gotta fight with somebody to understand them, I suppose. And these two have been fighting for a long time. Okay, so if you were wondering what Heat's MO was this entire time, as soon as he exited the simulation, most likely he was immediately found by the Karma Society, probably Madame Cuvier's soldiers. And he learned everything that we just learned inside of the egg from Schrodinger as soon as he got out of the simulation, while he was isolated from the rest of the party. Which meant he had to carry the entire truth of what had happened 5 years ago on his own shoulders the whole game. He knew all about Sarah's suffering. He knew all about real Surf's treachery. He knew all about Angel's cold-hearted callousness to her own child. Everything. He knew everything that we've learned over the course of the whole game. And that killed him inside. It's why he was sad, bitter, crying when we got here originally, before we went in the room. So, but his reasoning for why he said, oh, well, you know, I have to fight with them, and then his reasoning for saying, once I kill Surf and then I eat Sarah, then blah, 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 what else? His thought process, I think anyway, they never directly tell you what his thought process was, but I think you can kind of imply that his thought process was this. All data eventually cycles from God back to the Earth. But if you devour something, you retain the data of what you ate. That's why we gain atma points when we eat things. We can use the atma from the person, their data, to make ourselves stronger. So I think Heat's MO this whole time has been, well, okay, so I'm going to eat Sarah, devour her like a demon, because of the fact that that will do two things. One, it will end the suffering that she's had to endure for 5+ years at the hands of the Karma Society. And two, I will inherit her ability to talk to God. And then I can go full-on Asura from Asura's Wrath. I can talk to God, and I can punch him in the fucking face for what he's done to her and the whole world this whole time. So that's what I think Heat thinks when it comes to his role in the story and what he's done. He was doing it for a quote-unquote good reason. It's just that, yes, it was a Heat plan. And he never thinks things through to the point where it's just like, no, let's just talk to God and soothe him. Because here's the thing. God loves Sarah. How do we know God loves Sarah? So Sarah created an entire simulation of sentient AI on her own. And God saw that she did that, and he said, wow, I did that, because all life is composed of data. So God said, she's doing what I did. In a smaller packaged environment, sure, but I literally created everything in the universe from data. And she took the data that I sent to her, and she created her own little micro-universe where peace was an option. I love this girl. So then when Sarah got sad because of the crazy shit that happened when Surf was trying to take over the world and gain the power of God, God said, no. You fucking idiots. Why would you ever do that? And he got so angry that he turned people into demons and turned the sun black and caused anyone that walked outside during the day to get QVA syndrome, turning them to stone, as a trial to the people of Earth to say, listen, y'all have fucked up terribly, and I know it. I just watched it happen. So now I'm going to give you one last chance. If you don't rally around each other in the post-apocalypse like this, I'm going to fucking destroy everything. And then no one rallied around each other and made the world a better place in post-apocalypse. They just kept doing what they did before the apocalypse happened. So that's why God's absorbing the whole planet right now, is because he's finally said, no, fuck it. I give up. That's it. I'm done. I gave you a chance. You took 5 years and you wasted it. So now I'm just going to kill all of you. That's it. It's over. Logic isn't something that happens in Atlas games until the literal end of the game. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. To be fair, that's usually how it goes. Yes, punch God in the face. I mean, every Atlas game eventually ends up being punch God in the face, yes. So that's the thing. Was there anything else I wanted to explain before we move on here and finally tell Heat to stop being a jackass? But, I mean, he wasn't really a jackass. He was doing this for a specific reason. See, Heat's main thing, it was his thing in real life, and by extension it was his thing in the AI simulation. Excuse me. He has a hard time conveying his thoughts and emotions to people. That's why he did what he did in the first game with Sarah, where he couldn't convey, why do I like you so much? Why am I enamored with you so much? And it's because of the fact that he wanted desperately to help her in real life, but he couldn't because Surf got in his way and killed him. So, yeah, he has a hard time explaining to people why he does what he does. And ultimately, well, it didn't exactly work out for him, so how do you become a scientist then? I mean, you can be smart at science-y stuff and still not know how to convey your emotions to people. Like, he could convey data to people just fine, I'm sure, but his emotions are a different story. And when it comes to matters of the heart, maybe it just doesn't come to him as easily as actual data does. I don't know. I'm just... There's a lot of implying that you can do with the game's story. But they leave you enough details to where it's not really too far of an offshoot for you to imply all of these things, I don't think. Yeah, a bit of an emotionally inept fool. I like his character arc, though, to be honest, because it just feels like a whole thing... Like, it makes you angry, because it's like, dude, why are you doing this? We were partners in the first game. You were one of the best characters in the game. You had the highest strength. You could hit for 1,000 damage before anybody else could. Why are you doing this? And then you get to this part, and you're like, oh, crap, I've been an asshole this whole time to this poor guy. And now, well, it's going to end with nothing good happening for Heat.
Slow. I almost fell asleep.
Well, I had to explain your whole plan. Dude, you really should get that patched up. I have medical kits if you need them.
Sorry. We'll have to settle this later.
When is that gonna be, you asshole?
You killed me. Understand?
Yeah, I gotcha. I'm gonna let him explain it. Because, I mean, I know why he's saying this, but I'll let him explain it. But I'll say it while I'm here. I'm sorry, man. We weren't here for you the whole time, and we should have been. And now, well, it might be too late for that.
I don't want Sarah to blame herself. Take good care of her.
I will, brother. I will.
I did it. I made my choice, and I lost. I don't regret.
Damn it, Heat. Well, sorry, guys. It didn't work out. And to think, if he would have stayed alive, we could have had 5 party members again. But it just wasn't meant to be. Farewell, brother. Farewell and into the inevitable. We'll see you on the other side. Everything makes sense and you love and hate it. That's fine, that's fair. This is an Atlas game, oh for sure. Please tell me how they snuck a friendship moral story into an SMT game. This is an anime game, basically. So, the power of friendship is strong in this one.
There's still hope.
How do you figure?
I remember they were conducting some experiments in a facility far away from here.
Well, that's incredibly convenient,
Still functional.
I think.
We still couldn't reach it. There isn't time.
Yeah, the sun's pretty close to rising.
Still make it if we take an airplane.
Oh, well, I mean, that's fair. Who knows how to fly an airplane here? Actually, CeeLo, because he is an airplane.
And ask God to return Earth to normal.
So there is still hope. There is still a plan. I mean, that's what she was going to do in the egg there, CeeLo.
I'll send my data.
Oh, okay. She was going to try to have God... Well, actually, in the egg, she's had God talk to her. She's never... The conversation's always started from his side. She's never talked to him directly from her side.
That's why I'm going alone.
Oh, don't even start with that shit, Sarah. Come on now.
It's my responsibility.
Actually, it's all of our responsibility. Because we have a duty to see the world to the end of... This whole thing to the end of the line, even if it's, you know, the end of the world.
Sarah, I am hurt.
Why?
Because you aren't asking me to help with negotiations.
Oh, this is cute. Looks like you're pretty insecure beneath all that seriousness. You can't be reasoning with God, bro. Maybe I could show him some jamming Latin rhythm, yeah?
Oh my god. I love how they all play off of each other here.
Hey, then why don't we see which one of us can convince God first?
Oh, great.
Well then, Sarah, looks like you'll need to make reservations for 3 more.
You knew we weren't going to let you do this alone, right? He did get all the good lines.
Thank you, everyone.
See, the problem in the first game was that Gale didn't awaken to his emotions until like 80% of the game was already done, so they said, we really got to make up for it in DDS2. And they did. So, okay, well, Surf's back in the party. He didn't make it, but yeah, he's back. Yay! He's exactly as you left him before he left as well, which also even means that he's still working on Priestess. So he doesn't have Holy Beasts, which is just concerning, but we'll figure that whole thing out eventually. This is a very organic friend group, and I actually like that because over the course of 2 games, these guys have gotten to be like, they were originally emotionless AI, and they've become more fleshed out characters in 2 games than some characters have been in a lot longer of games. You know what I mean? Like some games, they don't even get that right. The characters still feel one note by the end of the game. In this game, the character camaraderie feels so complex and organic, and it plays off of itself so well. And it's only 2 40-hour games. Like, it's great. I love it. It's fantastic. Mwah. Give me more of it. Okay, but anyway, we have a party of 4 now. And now you see why I've been working on Zeo skills for Sarah for so long, because Surf has access to Aki and Bufu, so now Sarah can have access to Zeo, and we're actually going to let Gale sit out the party for a little while. And we'll have CeeLo doing the Zan-ing and the Terra-ing, and we'll go from there. We'll stick Surf back in the main party there as the main leader. We'll let him have his moment in the sun again, because he's back to being our... he's back to walking around with everybody, so... let's see. So you don't have anything. You want the skull ring, so let's take that off of Gale. And then we'll give you the skull ring. Now your agility in the party right now is a little bit low because both Surf and Sarah have like really, really low agility, but this is another one of those situations where I really like the way that they do the second half of this game, because now you have these 2 people who basically do the same exact thing if you didn't have Sarah. Like, you get one dungeon to have Sarah learn other things that are different from what Surf had. And I don't know, I think that's really fantastic, because it's like, the changes in the party makeup in the second half of DDS2 make this a really interesting RPG to play, because it's like, okay, so I gotta make sure that I have everybody learning certain things so that my party composition is always looking good, you know, always fairly... It always plays off of each other well. And the way that I had the mantras in this one, it, you know, allowed us to do that a little bit easier. Now, yes, you're right. It's unfortunate that Roland and Arjula don't get to join in on the fun with that, but the way that the party's been built so far, it works out. It doesn't work out great for us, but it works out okay. Anyway, for CeeLo, Gale, Surf, and Sarah, it works out okay. Not for Arjula and Roland, though. Okay, you still got Neural Shock, so I think I want to keep that for you. And then we want to stick Iron Stomach, Ingest Mana, AP Divide, and we want Consume back for you. Unfortunately, Surf does not have access to Consume yet either, so we'll have to get that for him as we go here. But he does have Iron Stomach at the very least, so that should make it a little easier for us to do that. Be sad after all this, you lost Arjula. Around now, it'd finally sink in that you lost your mage. Yeah, it depends on how you built Surf and Sarah as well in this, because like you lost your mage. You have 2 good ones if you've been gouging magic, but you could just as easily have gouged Surf's strength and vitality instead and made him a strength character. And then you'd have 3 strength characters, 1, 2, 3, and CeeLo, whose magic is okay but not fantastic. And that might make the end of the game a little tricky to deal with. The boss fights in the next dungeon actually do get a little challenging no matter what your party composition is, and we'll explain why. They're more... I don't want to say gimmicky, because that makes it sound bad. There's more to them than just your average, just smack them until they're dead type of a deal, you know? So, but we'll figure that out as we go here. Let's see here. What do we want to have you doing? Sukakaja for sure. We don't really need Pulimpa as badly now, because it's not as useful when we don't have Terunda in the party, so... Because Gale's the only one with Terunda out of anybody in the party, and, well, he doesn't he doesn't have it at the moment because, well, we can't set it on him because he's not in the party. So, you want AP Divide, though. So let's, right, I don't have AP Divide for you either. Okay, well, that means we definitely got to keep Surf in the party, so that way he can, you know, get working with that. You have some strength, though, so I could use Mad Rush to do some physical damage. We'll try it. I don't know if it's going to work too well, but it might do. It won't do nearly as much as Vileblade will do for Gale, of course, but... Or, you know, I could just stick Foul Breath for now. That's like a nice kind of... Not a whole lot of enemies actually resist poison, so that'll probably do a similar thing to what Vileblade would do, so... Excuse me, we'll do that. As for Sarah, we want her on Zionga. What else do I want her to have? Really, I want her to eventually have Mediarama as well, but I guess until then I can work with something else. We got Tsukakaja and Makakaja set, so that's fine. What else have we got? We want AP Divide for sure. But yeah, it's interesting because you have to kind of build around the fact that you have so many similar skills now. It forces you to kind of play the game in a different way than you would otherwise, and I think that's really great. I think it makes it really interesting to try to have to play the game this way. Let's see. Let's do Foul Breath on you as well, and we'll stick Tsukakaja on you for now as well. I think I'll do... Actually, I might do Makajaman on you. That would be pretty good. And then for Surf... Yeah, let's stick Pulimpa back on Surf. That's fine, just in case we need to do some panicking. I don't think we will need to, but eventually we're going to want to have as many of the level 3 skills as we can, and it's pretty much going to start right now is where we're going to want to start having access to those, so, or trying to get access to those as much as we can anyway. So, you need Consume back, so let's just set everything back up the way that it was. I'll stick Secunda back on you. We'll stick Vileblade back on you. Actually, that goes there. Gotta stick Dia there. And actually, Gale and Sarah are kind of interchangeable with the way that I have everything right now because of the fact that Sarah's really only working on... well, she only has Zeo in terms of the damaging skills that she has. So, would it be better to stick Gale in the party for right now, then, because Sarah's a little more interchangeable? Because then I have access to physical skills that Sarah otherwise... Well, she'll have access to some better magical skills eventually, but... Well, I'm definitely going to stick Zionga on you for now there. You know what? That's probably fine for now. We'll stick with this party, I think, for a little... Well... Nah, we'll stick Gale in the party, actually. So, Sarah, we'll let you hang out for a little bit. We'll let the guys do the work for a little while. Just for a little while, though. We want to unequip the Skull Ring, then, from you. Give that back to Gale. This party just, it feels like it covers more bases because of the fact that, again, Surf and Sarah do very similar things, so it's kind of tricky to, you know, have them doing all of that stuff. But we need Surf in the party so he can finish off Holy Beast and eventually get AP Divide and Consume and all of that good stuff, so. Just roll a die and YOLO it, yeah, fair enough. We're going to have a bad time no matter what, I'll probably, so. Oh, there goes my Estoma Spray. Yes, so what ended up happening to her Paradise simulation was that over time, after God's anger at Sarah's sadness, the simulation that she created was eventually slowly corrupted over time, both by God's malignant solar data and also by the military that the Karma Society was seeing over, faffing about with it and turning it into a combat simulation, and it turned it into the junkyard. So that ship that was in the volleyball section of the dream that we saw with Schrodinger is the literal deserted ship that we blew up in the last game. So, yeah, and also Colonel Beck was there when God's anger first hit the planet 5 years ago. So he was also turned into a demon, and most likely he was devoured by... I think the order of events that basically happened there was that he was... Real Surf was turned into a demon, and he ate essentially everyone in the room, including Argela, Heat, and Colonel Beck. And then Mega Nada, the first demon to be morphed, I think that's how it worked, either the first or the second, I forget exactly how it worked, but Mega Nada eventually was the one that killed Real Surf, and then solar data from everybody flowed into the junkyard because God was using the junkyard as a test to try to... Like, everybody was using the junkyard as a test, basically. The Karma Society was using it as a test, but also God was using it as a test to see if Sarah could salvage it, essentially, the way that he was trying to have the world be salvaged. And because the junkyard was not salvaged before it was deleted, that might be why God is deciding to delete everything now. So, that's fun. One thing for the people who are into the mythology out there in the audience there, Colonel Beck, his demon form is Ravana. Yes, Hindu god of war or something to that effect, right? Indrajit, or Meghanada, in the mythology, is Ravana's son. Now, they don't ever directly tell you who Meghanada is, but that's probably because the truth is too painful to swallow. All I can think about is the idea that that gigantic monstrosity was Colonel Beck's bring your child to work day thing, and it just went horribly. Like, of all the times to bring your kid to work... But that's my implication. There's nothing directly connecting the two, but in the mythology, they are directly connected. So, knowing this game the way that I do, I wouldn't be shocked if there was an actual real-life connection there in terms of Colonel Beck and his relationship to Meghanada. But that's just me postulating at this point, so let's actually continue with the story. Yes, you did. Or, you know, who you thought you cared about until Surf, you know, did everything. Yeah, and as a result of that, we have a fighting chance, because if the junkyard had been erased when they told you to, God probably would have destroyed the planet and we wouldn't have been able to fix it. So it's a blessing and a curse, you know. Yeah, Beck did say that Argela was the first to be devoured, yes, and real Surf was the one that ate her, so... The unending rain could be seen as her crying. Yes, and that's true, too. You could see it that way. Yep. Yeah, we evolved emotions, we became humans, and essentially Heat, Argela, Roland. The human and the demon forms, at the end of their lives, it's kind of funny because everybody has these moments. Roland had it, Argela had it, Heat had it. At the end of their lives, they essentially became a personification of both their humans and their demons, at least in terms of what they do in mythology and their roles in mythology, like how they behave, what their role is with the planet in the mythology, what they're a god of. They all chose paths that would allow them to personify the demon that they became a tuner of, an avatar of. So it's interesting. I like and I think that that's part of the reason why I think this game's story is so solid, is because of the fact that in a lot of the SMT games, the messages from the mythology sort of get muddled. Try saying that 3 times fast. Because of the fact that they're taking from a whole bunch of different mythologies and just picking a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. This game very heavily leans on the Hindu and Buddhist mythology and the Hindu-Buddhist pantheon. So because of that, it has a heavy focus on using what happens in that pantheon and in those epic tales and spinning them in a different way to allow this game's story to happen. Because a lot of the story beats here in some way are related to the mythology and what happens in Hindu-Buddhist myth. So it's nice because, again, it makes them able to tell a very cohesive and well-strung together story. So, I think, anyway. Yeah, he was a bit of an asshole, wasn't he? Technically true, yeah. She's not exactly, like, the inhibitor, I mean, she's aging at a rapid rate because she isn't inside of the egg fluid at the moment, but, you know. It's not good, but it's not great. Well, it's not good, it's not great. I guess it's not bad because she can help us fight, but could become a problem later. Yeah, well, you just gotta become an adult that's worthy of trust, Fred. That's the thing. Is this that guy that was in the room with where Abaddon was originally? What are you doing? We did, yeah. What do you mean? Well, you know, when you say that, now I gotta go back in, because we know the standard rule of JRPGs. When someone tells you not to do something, you must therefore go and do it. Do I want to go back to base first? Nah, we're okay. We don't need healing at the moment, so we'll be alright. Well, let's go see what the hell he was talking about. And when it comes to what the hell he was talking about, well, there's a new NPC over here that wasn't here originally. So let's go see what he's got going on. He looks like a statue, but... I don't know about that, sir. Now, go full K&D. Don't trust adults or teenagers. I mean, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, he's probably referring to Angel, yeah. So this is a side quest, actually, and like in DDS1, most of the side quests in this game don't actually pop until, like, the very end of the game. We're at the second to last dungeon at this point, for Christ's sakes. So, sure, why not, Gale? I mean, you're the most logical out of all of us. If anyone's going to spot a flaw in the argument, it'd probably be you. That's fair. If you're going to help with negotiations against God, you're going to need to look for contradictions in his statements. So now we get to play Phoenix Wright in our DDS2, basically. For a minute, anyway. Sure you did. I'll believe that when I see it. Well, let's just have a chat with the guy. We're not here to try to... I mean, we're here to try to get in your head, but you don't need to know that yet. Let's use a logical tone. This is true. I mean, otherwise you're just going to have regrets later, man. Okay, well. Let's manipulate his process here to see if we can figure out how he... It's not... This isn't a very complicated little Phoenix Wright type thing, but let's manipulate his talking here. Yes, you were ordered here. You would just stop by, or did your orders bring you here? Nice, Gale. Very good. Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't know if I believe that either. Hey, Adam, how's it going? Welcome. We're playing Phoenix Wright in our Digital Devil Saga 2 right now. Sort of. Now let's question him again. This is a different string, by the way. We got through the first one. Now we just got to get through this one. I don't know about that one. Let's just chat, then. Tempting or threatening? Let's try a threatening approach this time. I mean, that might mean you have more Atma. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try tempting, then. Well, I mean, there might be some flautas in here. I know of flauros, but what is flautas? I do not comprehend. Let's see here. We already chatted, so let's try questioning him again. That is a fair point. I know, but... Let's see. We've already used these approaches. I wonder if you have to say tempting first and then threatening. Yeah, I think you had to say tempting first and then threatening. Or rather, you had to question him first and then go back to threatening, basically. So every one of these has a point. It's just you have to get them in the right order. What do you mean, like that? Yeah, he does. So let's manipulate what he just said. There's a contradiction in your argument, good sir. Objection! Sorry, I don't have a desk that lets me go. But there you go. That's the best I could do. You want to eat? Well, that's true, but you had to have been in here because you know what's going on inside. Right, exactly. You gotta lie a little better, sir. Gale is a very logical person. Okay, last string, I think. As in Angel. Yes, we do. Yeah, she's an old friend of ours. It's a bit of a long story. Okay. So we got him. What do you got for me? And what's that? Oh, Well, that's just fantastic. So in addition to Real Surf turning into Varna, or Varuna, and then Meganata, there were 4 additional demons that descended to the planet. Well, they were humans at the time, but they became demons. And they were incredibly powerful because they were angels. And if you know what I mean by 4 angels, you might know what's coming up next. And yeah, it's been 5 years, so they've lost their damn minds at the moment. And they might destroy these people before the sunrise even comes up. So maybe we should take care of that. Well, she's kind of in a bad way, so... But yeah, she released the angels, and now we gotta go defeat them as a part of the side quest. So do you know where they are? Well, that's probably true. Okay. So one of the angels is actually still inside of the egg facility. So we're gonna go take care of that in just a few minutes here. Let's go back to base first, though, so we can see if we can buy another Impel Stone in case we encounter some Mohicans. And then we'll heal up, we'll sell our stuff, we'll do that. How do we get to being Phoenix Wright of all things? Yeah, there was a lot of story that happened just now. Basically, the plot finally revealed all of the important details at the end of the last dungeon. So now we know essentially what's going on and what's been going on for the entire game. And even before that, so... anyway, the main destination that we want to go to now is the airport, but we don't need to go there just yet. Let's go to... Let's just go back to base first. We know there's something inside the egg facility, so we'll come back there after we heal up, and then we'll go explore the rest of the city after we're done with that. Yeah, just a big dense part of the story, that's all. Getting a lot of plot details, so, you know. I mean, yeah, just temporarily if that's what you want. Pyro Jack, do you have a new gem for me? Yes, you do. Sure, I'll take it. We got 50,000 to burn. Matter of fact, those jasmines are probably worth about that much, so... Alright, sounds good, man. Thanks. Are we close to fighting God yet? We are... After we finish this side quest, we'll be in the second to last dungeon, so... God, of course, is at the end of the final dungeon, so probably not too long. Probably within the next couple of weeks, because the final dungeon is long, but yeah, with the next couple of weeks, we'll probably be fighting him. So... Alright, let's save now, because good lord, I definitely don't want to do the last hour of cutscenes again. So, yeah, hour and 6 minutes since the last time we saved. Yeah, definitely don't want to do that again. Also, I gotta give Gale Ingest Mana and give Sarah Mutual Karma now that I think about it, because that would go a little better for them. So let's do that before I forget. Ingest Mana, and then give you Mutual Karma. Knew that would come in handy to have on Surf, even though I didn't end up using it all that often for him. Yeah, rubbing hands greedily. Yes, excellent. Soon we will fight God. Okay, how much do we need to the next rank? 800, 768. Okay. So I need to have $76,800 spent in order to get to the next rank. How much do those jasmines sell for? 56,000. I don't think between those and... Okay, yeah, the malachite is the highest level strength gem. But I don't think between those and the... these things I'm gonna get to 76.8, so I guess I'll just sell both of them. And we'll just get to the next rank immediately. It'd be nice if I could keep one of them and get to the next rank, but I don't think that's gonna happen, so... There we go. We're over 6,000, we're at rank 6. So now there's new inventory, and we'll go look at that in just a moment. But first, let's get rid of any other crap that we don't need here. I should probably buy some Dispoisons and Dismutes while I'm here. We don't need this for sure. Rancid gravy. Gross. So we'll probably want to buy a couple more core shields, another light ball, another stoma spray. We'll need these core shields and light balls for both of the dungeons actually coming up for one reason or another. So we'll go ahead and buy them. Let's see. We don't need this. Let's just get rid of that. We don't need this. How much bullshit do you have to go to in order to be max rank on a normal playthrough? It clearly ain't happening organically. No, getting the maximum on a normal playthrough is not easy, like on an organic playthrough. I mean, you could do a whole bunch of field hunts and just like let the Mitamas run away if you really want to. And actually, that explains something that I'm going to talk about in just a minute, because when we were back inside of the egg facility, I mentioned that there was an elevator that led to that other field hunt that we did the first time we were in the egg facility, where we fought those Kusi Mitamas. That field hunt has actually respawned now that the egg has been corrupted. And there are new enemies, new Mitamas that you can fight there. And as it turns out, they're the Saki Mitamas? The yellow ones from the first game, the ones that gave you like a bazillion Maka and a bazillion experience when you killed them in the first game. They're there now, so that actually makes that field hunt very, very good for getting AP. Because, well, they give you a lot just from the hunt itself, and then the Saki Mitamas give you like a bazillion AP, so it makes it very easy to just waltz in there and master whatever mantras you have on, so. And it's in a pretty nice little position because you can essentially just walk around in circles in that area, and of course, in field hunt areas, no enemies spawn. So you could just, if you wanted to grind, you could just go to that area, do the field hunt, let the Mitamas run away, run around in a circle, get back in the elevator, come back out of the elevator, and then do the field hunt over and over and over again to get a whole bunch of AP. So that's probably your end game grind spot, if that's what you want to do in terms of getting all your mantras. Oh, shop rank. Yeah, we'll probably... I'm trying to think in terms of how much money we're going to get, because shop rank, to get to rank 7, you need to get to 15,000 points. I'm not sure if we'll get there by the end, because the next plant that we get in the second to last dungeon gives us quite a bit of money, but I don't think we'll get there until the final dungeon, so... Not that there's really anything for us to buy anyway, like, I mean, you could buy a graven image if you really wanted to, but it's only usable in battle, so it's not really all that worth it. Is there anything I really want out of this? Let's see. Dispoison, yes, and then I think we'll buy a couple of dismutes, because I think we're missing a couple of those. Yep, we'll do that. And then everything else should be pretty good. You could buy the Al-Azif if you want. Eventually, you'll gain access to Wicked Curse on, like, let's say on Gale. He's going to eventually get access to Wicked Curse. And if you can curse things with Wicked Curse, first of all, it deals damage, death elemental damage. And then if you curse them, the Al-Azif will actually work to kill them a little easier, but it's still low odds. It's base 20%, and I think curse doubles the chance. So it's only like 40% chance of killing them instantly. So I don't really think it's worth it. Most of the reusable items in battle I don't think are particularly worth it in this game. The spyglass is basically the only one that I really feel is necessary. So yeah, there you go. So let's top these off real quick. Let's grab a few more of these. And I think we're good. Let's see what our points are at. Nice. 65, 69. See, as you can see, you need to get to 15,000 to get to the top rank. The surprise that she's talking about is kind of worth it at the end of the line. You can take one guess as to what it is, and I'm sure you'll probably be correct considering what we've gotten at some of the other ranks, but... Uh-oh. Where'd the kid go with my game? Yeah, after the corrupted egg facility, you can't play Diu's shooter anymore. All of the people in the city it's starting to get so close to sunrise that all the people in the city are starting to try to find a place to hide, basically. Because, well, they don't want to get killed by the Karma soldiers before, you know, reality sets in, the sun comes up, and they all get erased from existence anyway. They want to spend as much time with their loved ones as they can, so they're gonna hide. So that doesn't happen. Alright, we're still working on some stuff, so let's do this for now. You'll get a date. Kathy will finally say, nope, I mean, I'm married, but hey, it's the apocalypse, so what do I got to lose? Nope. Oh boy, that'll be the day. Alright, let me think here. Because I don't quite remember what this side quest boss is weak to. But we're going to fight him anyway in a second. I guess we kind of got to get down there first, though, don't we? So let's actually go back to the egg facility, and we'll get down to where he is. Spoiler alert for where we're going to go, probably at the beginning of the next episode. So now that we can go back into the corrupted egg facility, we can... all of the portals that were in there are gone now because Vritra is dead. So we don't have to worry about those portals. We can just wander around the facility almost like we did originally, except for the parts where the bridge is out. So you can just get straight back to Abaddon's room without too much trouble, and he's in Abaddon's room, the one that we want to fight. But I actually want to go to the basement 12th floor because that's where the field hunt is, and that's what we're going to go do right about now so we can start working on that. So we'll probably do that, and that'll be the end of it for today. So, hey, Conker, it's going good. How's it going for you there? Late, but here you are. You did miss some things, yes. The whole story essentially unfolded for us before our very eyes in the past hour or so. There was a lot that happened when we got to the bottom of the egg. You may have to watch through the VOD there to see what happened because, again, it was a lot. So, have to check it out when we get that far. Actually, thinking about it, is it better to have Surf in the party right now? Because, I mean, he needs to get Holy Beast done, but everybody else has AP divide. So he could get a decent chunk of AP anyway. Oh yeah, and we played Ace Attorney in our DDS too, in order to unlock a side quest just a few minutes ago. So that was fun. Oh, we got to use a light ball while we're here. So I'll leave Surf in the party just until he gets Holy Beast, and then maybe we'll swap some things around. Excuse me. You can do a whole lot of different things with your party now that you have two people that can essentially do the same thing. So. The main thing that you missed there, Conker, by the way, is that Surf is back. So that's fun. We got Surf and Sarah who can do almost the exact same thing. You weren't able to sleep last night, so you napped earlier, likely just for the stream. Ah, okay, I see. Well, that's fine. I'm glad that you got a little bit of rest at the very least, so. Oh, actually, and this lets me explain the last thing that I was thinking about before. The red herring. So you know how Surf has a different portrait in this game? The reason why he has a different portrait has nothing to do with him being fake or real or anything else. Hang on, let me put Surf and Sarah in the party at the same time so you can see. It's just so that you can see their tattoos more clearly. Because in the first game, you could see Surf's tattoo, but he had kind of the same pose as Sarah. So, and they have different poses in this than they do in their actual party composition look. So yeah, that was a red herring. It was just there to fuck with us. They pulled the wool over our eyes. They just made the portraits different to make it easier to see their tattoos. And so you could distinguish between Surf and Sarah a little easier when you're looking at the party composition. So yeah, there you go. It was a red herring. False alarm. I knew I was forgetting explaining something. But there you go. Oh, great. So we're ambushed and they got the first turn. Man, this battle sucks. Woke up from a nap about an hour into the stream and didn't know what time or day it was. You're not doing so hot. Oh, boy. Yo, same. Oh, that's a fun day. Oh, boy. Yeah, we don't need to use the Impel Stone. Let's just transform. I don't think I need Gale to transform for this one, though, so I might even be able to let him throw a Brave Ration for Surf, because I just need Miragion for this one, and then we'll be good. And actually, I could even do this, because this will get weakness hit on the Phoenix if it hits him. Yeah, it does. Okay, good. Now he's frightened, so maybe I can even do this and get rid of him? Yeah, there we go. Taking care of business. Alright, and nobody got muted either, so that's good. Surf, you can Agile after me diorama here. Let's do this. And that will put him in range, so let's have Gale transform. And then I think we'll let Surf eat, because he's the one that needs it the most. He's still working with Rend Asunder after all. We need to get him up to Consume. I've had naps like that, though, where I'll wake up and I have no idea what's going on or where I am. It's like you lose time almost, so. Okay, Sarah got more magic. That's the important part. As long as she keeps getting magic and then some vitality occasionally sprinkled in, that's where it's at for us, so. And really, about 40 vitality is pretty well enough in terms of like where Surf or Sarah are at. That's going to do us enough for where we're going anyway, so. Okay, Electric Drain is fine. I'll just use something else. And thankfully nobody's weak to wind, so. What do I use, though? I guess I use anything that has Surf involved, and then I just have Gale use Vile Blade, so. I don't know if Persky has a resistance to physical, though. I forget, but we'll see in a second. Nope. Okay, that's fine. And Surf is almost done with Priestess, so then he can work on Holy Beast, and we'll be in pretty good shape then. Then everybody will have AP Divide, and we'll be in great shape so that we can move forward with our level 3 elemental attack skills. I'll save here, because it shouldn't be too bad to get down to where I want to get to. Like I said, I just want to get to the field hunt today, and we should be able to do that in the next 20 minutes, half an hour, and then we'll worry about the side quest sub-bosses on the next episode. When I've actually had a chance to go and look up what their weaknesses are. So there you go. One Paisaka, you guys are going to have to do better than that. I should probably just set Medea, because I really don't need to keep using Medea Rama. That's kind of a big hit to Silo's MP there. Okay, let's let him eat this one, actually, since he's taking a big hit to his AP. It's like the gang's back together. We haven't had a Surf Silo... Well, we've had Surf Silo Gale in this game, but... Well, all of our friends weren't dead when Surf Silo and Gale were... Uh-oh. We're in the dark. I don't know if I ever mentioned why you want to use the light balls down here. If you're in the dark and you're wandering through the dungeon, you can still get through it, but every single battle will start with you being ambushed and having no time to transform. So, ain't nobody got time for that. I got money to make. So... let's just use the light balls and go from there. It's a little bit of pocket change we have to use to get it, but that's fine. It's really not a huge deal. The small amount of money that we lose to buy them will be well made up for by the time we get to the next section. So, all right, consume and consume. Use their AP divides so that way everybody can get in good shape. Reinforcements, okay. Even more consumption. Actually, I don't think I'll be consuming in this particular case because these guys will just die to this and Vile Blade. Because we don't have Wicked Curse yet, unfortunately. If we did, I'd probably give it to Gale. But... yep, just gotta spend money and make money, and in this case, we can do that, so... okay, so Surf's got Priestess all done. Death Spray, Counter, Quick Escape. None of those are very good, but we'll take it. We need it to get to Holy Beast, so that's the important part. Stupid date. Is it Dajin? Dajin? I don't know how to say that one from DFO. Encouraging gambling by saying you gotta spend money to make money. Oh boy. Alright, Surf's done with Priestess. Let's get him Holy Beast next. I'd love to get Cursed for somebody at some point here. I'll probably have Surf do it, honestly. Like, we need to work on our level 3 elemental skills before we do anything else, but, yeah, I'll probably have Surf work on the buffs. Because what I've kind of been doing is I've kind of had, well, I really didn't do it, but my plan is to have Surf and Sarah kind of diverge now, where Surf will work on the buffs, and then Sarah can work on ailments instead of Surf. So, like, that way they kind of do different things, and that way if I need to spam Neural Shock or Tentara Fu anywhere, then I'll just have Sarah and CeeLo go in the party and do that. So, and then Surf can still work on buffs because we still need those, and then Gale can do debuffs. So everybody's doing something different. We got a healer, we got a debuffer, we got a buffer, and we got a status ailment user. Or no, what am I thinking? Who am I missing there? Healer is CeeLo, buffer is Surf, debuffer, excuse me, is Gale. Yeah, and status ailment user, Sarah. There you go. Not missing anybody. Just not thinking. No thoughts, head empty. That's the normal MO around here. Still need to cook dinner. Almost forgot. Oh, don't forget to cook dinner. Yeah. Make sure you go do that. I don't want to brag, but hell, I was cooking dinner while I was streaming. Granted, it was just a pop pie, so all I had to do was toss it in and wait for it to turn off, but, you know. Yeah, one of us. One of us. Dinner time. Alright, so let's fight our way down to the basement 12th floor so we can get to the field hunt. I'll save before we get there, and hopefully we'll get some good results out of it. I'll probably have to set Sarah in the party, though, because Surf not having AP Divide will make those Saki Mitamas not give us nearly enough of anything to get by, so I'll just probably bring Sarah in, and then we'll go from there. Alright, let's do that. Surf, why don't you rend? I'm surprised that the medium damage skill isn't consumed. And then the heavy one is rend asunder. Like, rend asunder sounds like so much more metal than consume, you know? But I don't know. Need to clip that and use it out of context with your friend group. It'd work that way. Oh boy. I'll see if you can go back and clip it then, so that way you've got it for your collection. Alright, well, we know what works here, so. And it's going to work exactly the same as last time. Perfect. Surf, we'll get you Holy Beast yet. The funny thing actually is, though, about when I played this game the previous time, when I played it for myself, off-screen, Holy Beast was the mark of the beast, quite literally, for every single character, because usually what happened was I would get Holy Beast on the person, and then they would die because the story would kill them off. So it was like a curse, basically. Once I was like, finally, I got AP Divide and Consume. Dead. Okay, well, Surf died, so now I can get AP Divide and Consume for Argel and Roland. Dead. Just didn't work out at all. Okay, but yeah, as you can see, all of the portals are gone. So if we go up this way, yeah, this place is fucked, by the way, in case you didn't see this place when it was all corrupted before. Here's what you missed at the end of the last episode and then the beginning of this one. Completely fucked. Yeah, mantra cursed for sure, definitely. No, you can't Mazianga. Let's just do this. And leave them there to be vow-bladed. Yeah, it was definitely a cursed mantra at that point. I just thought it was funny because it's Holy Beast, and it's like, how holy are you? So yeah, God's data, malignant solar data, corrupted the entirety of this area and left all of the scientists in very precarious and gross, disgusting Lovecraftian positions, so that's fun. Let's see. To get to the basement 12th floor, we need to go south here. Then go through the core shielded area and go through there. Then go through the core shielded area and get to the elevator. Okay. So let's go do that. I won't save here because we just saved, so it's probably fine. Yeah, probably to holy to some cult, yeah. No one said it was your definition of holy. That's fair. That is a fair point. Let's see. You can't Mazianga, so I should just do it this way. There we go. And that will put Legion in a precarious position. Let's get rid of him. Good. And then see if you can eat him. Nope, but they'll put it right in range for Surf. Now that he's got a little more strength, he'll be able to eat things a little more reliably. Finally. So that's good. It's funny, though, because us having Gale specifically focus on certain things through the whole game has actually paid off, because he's going to be the first one to get all of his level 3 attacking skills now. He'll be the first to have Agidyne and Zeodyne. Now, I won't be setting them on him until everybody has them, because, well, if you do that, you can't gain access to the... Actually, no, you can gain access to the Moss skills, now that I think about it, because you can still use, like, Mazanma, Mazianga, all of that stuff, even if you don't have... Oh, there goes the light ball. Even if you have a Dyne skill equipped, so it's actually worth it to just use it on him. You're weak to guns, right? Sure are. How about we have Surf transform, actually? That way, since this thing's frightened, then I can have him eat it. If I do enough damage, that is. I'll do enough damage with that. Yep, there we go. Just can't wait till you get Holy Beast, Surf, so then we can just AP divide for everybody. It was nice, though, when I did this for my own playthrough on my own time, because when I did it on my own time, it was nice having everybody already have AP divide by this point, so then I didn't feel like I was playing catch-up, you know? But, it's fine. No big deal. Let's save here. And we might be coming back to the save point, because... Silo might get done with Twilight before we get to the Saki Mitamas there. So we'll see. Let's see here. How are we doing on those? Yeah, he'll probably get done with Twilight, and she'll probably get done with Maiden before we get there, so we might be coming back here, depending on how close we get. And since it's Saki Mitamas, specifically, you really don't want to waste the AP that they'll give you, because they give a lot of AP, so... yeah, we definitely want to get everybody on, like, some dying skills or something, basically. Oh, that's going to be the problem. Sir, if you're too slow, you're forcing us to have to take hits we didn't have to take. Thankfully, CeeLo is very dodgy. It's okay, though. It's fine. Why did I just use Tarazi on that guy? He's not even weak to it. Oh, boy. It's fine. We'll just do this and we'll be okay. I'll be alright, folks. Don't worry about me. Just need to let my brain work sometimes. Alright, Adam, take it easy. Yep, we'll see you either on the next stream or on Discord. Sounds good. Have a good one. We're almost done anyway, so you ain't gonna be missing much. Just the field hunt, basically. Hecaton Kyrez is back again. Still weak to that, so that should be make it a little easier for us. I don't think you'll be able to consume him yet, though. Never mind, on a crit you definitely will. He's got like 500 HP, so... it's not much, but it's enough to make a difference. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to have to go back to the save point, though, because, like... we're not quite going to have... Actually, there's a save point not too far from here on the basement 13th floor, so I could just go there and then, like, double back. Like, we're going to be done with basically all the mantras that we have equipped before we get to the Saki Mitamas. And again, I really want to make sure that we have as much AP to gain as possible when we get there, you know? So. Specifically, I want to work on getting everybody to their level... what's it called? Their level 3s. So yeah, see, there's a save point right there, not too far away. It's actually right in front of the door to Abaddon, so... oh, good, the Loas again. Oh, great, and they got the first turn. Well, thankfully, because of the Skull Ring, we don't have to worry about them getting the first turn, because Wicked Curse just handles that very nicely. I don't think Mabufula plus Vile Blade will kill you guys, though, will it? Maybe Miragion plus Vile Blade will. Well, I'm going to try it, so we're either going to die or... ooh, that's rough. That's really close. Alright, Gale, come on now. Yeah, well, we're dead. Goodbye, everyone. And this is why you don't want to do what I just did. Because we don't quite have enough damage yet to do that. I should have just killed them one at a time. Yeah, this is why that battle sucks. So there you go. If you were missing out on the Skulls murdering me in the first game with Death March, well, there you go. Now you got it. Yes, that was a very efficient core shield use. Yes, it died right as we left the damage corridor, so nice and efficient. I am nothing if not the font of efficiency. When it comes to that, anyway. Apparently, I just have a brain fart whenever I get into a battle, that's all. Okay. It's a good thing I saved, though, at the installation, because otherwise we would have been going back quite a ways. Oh, that's a phrase that I use, the font of efficiency. I don't know if it's an actual phrase, but I've been saying it for, I don't know, probably like a decade now. Like I said, I don't know if it's an actual phrase, but that's yeah, it means that you're... it means that you're basically, like, you're a very efficient person. So you exemplify... oh my god, are you serious? You exemplify efficiency by virtue of just being. So... okay, I have an idea. And I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to try. So Neural Shock, pass, Vile Blade, Neural Shock. That's not good. That's actually really good, though, because that means that their turn is completely gone. So now I can just, you know, go from there. Do this. Have you seen your own content? I mean, yes. You don't gotta rub it in. Oh boy. No, it's fine. I don't care. Alright, well, we got out of that without exploding, so that's good. All of a sudden, surprise Loa's everywhere, just wanting to murder me. It's fine. The game hadn't had a Nocturne moment in a while, so it's not a huge deal. Okay, so now let's actually get to the save point, and then we'll double back. So, I don't think Surf has a very good gun now that I think about it. I think he still had the tranq shot when we left him, so I might want to give him a more powerful gun, actually. Just so he has it, you know. In case we need it for something. Like this. Damn it. Even with the Secunda, he dodges pretty good. You don't have Tsukakaja, so... Okay, well, he's asleep, so that at least gets us an instant crit. No, never mind, didn't crit that time. I think it has a higher... I think you have a higher chance of critting. I don't think it's an instant crit, but... Yeah, see, there you go. So you'll crit sometimes, but not always. And that'll put him in consume range. Yes, I need to give him more powerful ammo. Yeah, the guns don't change. I just need to get him better bullets. That's all. That's what I meant. Okay, Surf, more strength for you. His magic and vitality are good. He'll be fine with what he's got for basically the rest of the game. Because, I mean, he's got about as much, yeah, vitality at the moment as Gale does. So even with what he has, he won't be too far behind in terms of vitality for everybody. And that way we can raise his strength for a little while. I'll probably get it to like 45, 50, somewhere in there. And then we can start raising his vitality and magic again. Because we don't need his agility or luck at all. So like 2 more levels and then we'll start raising his vitality and magic again. I think. Actually, I'm probably only going to raise his magic to 69 from where it is, so like 3 more points. So at level 45, we'll just start gouging his vitality. What was I going to do here? Ammo for Surf. That's what I was going to do. Yeah, let's give him the curse shot. And then give CeeLo back the tranq shot. We have 2 tranq shots right now. It's fine. No big deal. I could give him the neutron shot, actually, because he'll be able to... Nah, I'll leave it with Sarah. I really don't need the gun that badly, so... Yeah, we don't have a sniper or a shotgunner anymore, unfortunately. Both of them bit the big one trying to make sure that we all got out alive, so... It's unfortunate, but we'll have to make do with what we've got, I suppose. Alright, you are not weak to Tarazi. I don't even know where I got that from. You're weak to Bufula. There we go. And then you are weak to Zionga. And I think CeeLo should be able to consume this one because of the crit, yeah. And then Surf, you can consume this one because you've got enough strength now to where I'm not worried about that. Okay. Trying to think, though. It might be better if I do the field hunt. Like, basically what I'm thinking is maybe I'll call it a day as soon as I get to the save point. Because if I do that, then I can master everybody's mantras off-screen, and then I don't have to run around for 10 minutes just doing that right here. And then I can do the field hunt first thing next episode, and that'll still do us pretty good. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. It's just a thought. But I might actually act on that thought. That's what I wanted to do, by the way, in that forced fight with the 2 Hanumans, is just spam neural shock at them all day, but, well, didn't work out. We didn't quite get it fast enough, so... Or we did, but I didn't have it set, so... Do what Earbud Tevin did in that 1P5 run he did. Gouge Joker's vitality so you have 900 or more HP as early as the 4th or 5th palace. Yeah, and I mean, in a New Game Plus in P5, you really could just do that, because, like, in a New Game Plus, if you maxed out a whole bunch of Confidants in P5, you can spend a lot of time just in your room doing pull-ups, which we only did, like, once, I think, in the whole P5 playthrough. And because you don't have anything better to do with your time in New Game Plus when you do that, so then you could just spend your time gouging your HP. Oh, it was a vanilla New Game run? Well, he was missing out a little bit, but I mean, you know, everybody can play it their own way. I'm not going to judge based on what they did, so. Oh, it was a Joker solo. Okay, yeah, then you definitely want to gouge Vitality in that case, so he's as survivable as possible. So, yeah, I can see it there. That actually makes a lot of sense. And let's do this. There we go. Hey, we got him cursed. Nice. Well, if we had Mudo, it would work okay for us. Fortunately for us, Curse does damage based on what he does, and because the AI doesn't know how to pass turns, well, it's not going to work out for him, as you can see. I think he's done like 100 challenge runs. The man is insane. I know a few people who've done quite a few challenge runs, not nearly in like those sorts of games though. Like most of the, like I know some of the older, you know, the older ones, like the ones that have been there since YouTube like started, like Garland the Great. He's done like a bazillion Final Fantasy VII challenge runs, so I know him. I don't know about some of these other people though. I haven't seen. I don't think I've ever heard of your Bud Tevin until just now. The side quest sub-boss, by the way, is directly inside of that door where Abaddon used to be. So if you want to fight him, you go do that. I think I'm going to call it a day, though, and what I'll do is, well, I'll die to these Loas, I guess. Hopefully not, though. Okay, that's 1 dead. And that's 4 dead. Perfect. Fantastic, CeeLo. Good work. We didn't miss, and that's the important part. See, I think what I'm going to do is off-screen, I'm just going to finish everybody's mantras that they have here. That shouldn't take more than like 5 or 10 minutes. I'll just run around in circles until we get all of that. Oh, 2 agility for Gale. Fantastic. Well, at least he got complete heal. A skull ambush at the very end of the day. But yeah, I'm going to call it a day right here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to, like I said, I'll get all the mantras that we have currently equipped all done, so that way Surf has AP Divide, and then everybody's got it, and we'll be in good shape. Then I'll equip some new mantras on everybody, so that way we can work our way up to those Saki Mitamas to do the field hunt. Or we'll do the fight with the sub-boss while we're here. I'm not really sure yet, but I will figure it out. By the time we get to the next episode of Digital Devil Saga 2, the Stream Edition, which will probably be happening on Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I think I'm going to... I don't really have anything particularly going on in the next couple of days, but I'm probably going to take some time to go to the store and replenish my supplies because I could use some groceries in real life. So probably take the next couple of days to just pick a day and do that, and then I'll meet you back here next week for more of this game. So thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. I'll post the schedule for next week on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Discord in just a few moments once I get done with the description of this video. And I will see all of you next week, probably, like I said, on Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for more of this. So, until then, everybody take care and have a good one.